Oh, there we go. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah. Apparently my broadcasting app decided to break. Oh, that fixed it, right? Perfect. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that very much. I don't know what was going on there. Well, basically everything I just said went out the window. But thank you, Cutie, and thank you, Mondo. Thank you, fellow. Yeah. That was entirely on my end. The broadcasting thing just decided to forget what mic to use, and I don't know why it does that sometimes. But yeah, what I was saying is what I figured we would start off with is doing a Sekemas to prepare for whenever I decide to swap to Ritualist. Because that was the endgame class, and I would need to get a new ring, or yeah, one new ring, obviously, to actually make use of it. But it seemed like it was probably going to be a pretty decent damage upgrade or just utility upgrade, getting whatever you wanted from, you know, a free headhunter essentially, but a headhunter with extra steps, but that lasts a lot longer because you can jack up that duration so ridiculously high. And if you do that, it might actually feel ridiculously good. I'm not too sure, but that's what we'll test. For sure, though, we will be building a Deadeye. No question about it. And that's just a matter of when, so that's why I thought we'd prep this first. Where's Sekemas? There it is. I bought a really nice energy shield helmet that I'm looking forward to. It's kind of pricey, but it's ridiculously good. 410 energy shield, a bunch of life, which honestly probably didn't even need. I could have just went higher on energy shield. But as it stands, I went this route, and the reason for that is because I'm trying to get subterfuge mask. I probably will end up buying a second one just to test and see if it's worthwhile. Uh, with regards to mass amounts of evasion, because when I make the swap to Deadeye, like right now, I get 80% evasion. According to Path of Building, with blind on a target, I can get over 90. It's crazy. And that's 90% with the Hari's Ire chest. And yeah, that means ground effects, everything won't hit you for 90% of the time. Instead of 1 in 5 miss you, 90% is 1 in 10 miss you, or will it hit you. That's so good. I don't have any merchant ones, which were the best ones to get. This one doesn't really matter. How about... I still take decent honor damage, so I'm not too sure which ones to get here. I'm not a Sekemas master at all. Just trying to see what we can put together here. 15% chance to avoid gaining affliction sounds fun. It's funny how everyone praises evasion now. I've been using it since start. Uh, I would have I actually hated evasion until I got this chest piece. This made it so much better. But yes, Mondo. I don't think anybody hated on evasion. It's just that energy shield was easier to come by. But on the ritualist, it's easier to go evasion right now than it is to go uh, energy shield. With that said, though, this will have a decent chunk of energy shield once it's done. Probably over... Yeah, exactly. I'll be using both. Just not focusing on both, really. It's also going to have a decent chunk of life to try and survive a little bit better. I don't have really any good 3-1s, but this one here's boss takes a little bit more damage. I'd rather... Yeah, I need some honor resistance, though. Because I feel like I'm going to get tapped by a few stupid things. I'm not too sure either. The extra ring is going to be expensive no matter what. And then after that, all you're doing is getting a sacrifice mechanic. But with that said, the extra ring and superjacking your amulets and rings feels like it would be a decent damage side. The reason why I'm looking into it is because with the Tangle Tongue, the main thing about it is it doesn't have base damage, but you get the base damage from rings. And since I have pretty decent rings, I would boost that even further. I mean, I got some here on my gloves as well, but you get most of it from your rings. And if you can boost that even further, like I got a pretty shitty ingenuity, but it still works. And also this gives me a decent little bit of flat cold on there as well. It's a good way to get a little bit more damage. Yeah, you wouldn't use the plus 220 accuracy rating. Instead, you'd put in either the 1 to 30 lightnings or crit damage. According to Path of Building, with what I got right now, the 1 to 30 lightnings is actually more damage than the crit. And because I got decent cold and fire on my gloves and rings there, and my chest piece, putting the 1 to 30 lightning would balance it pretty well for Trinity. I think this will be fine. 22 on a resistance, make it just feel a little bit better. And I do have one merchant has an additional choice earned. Got a decent chunk of honor resistance. This will be fine. You know what? It'll be fine. Monk being Amazon. Monk is kind of similar to Amazon, yeah. Or like the... Start with an I. Why can't I think of it? Invoker. It was such a fun and great class. And Amazon has the Elemental Infusion, which just like the critical one from the Monk is a lot better on the Amazon, mind you, but still a little bit disappointing compared to where I wanted it to be. Holy crap, first room gold key. Wow. Well, that was surprising. Blizzard scale boots. And run key. There we go.
Oh, that was close.
Oh yeah, it's these ones, the ones that give you pin. Yeah, what I am thinking of doing, obviously with the Deadeye, is to, well, be a frenzy charge stacker, which is pretty much what I wanted to do from the start, and use Wind Serpent, which is, yeah, I mentioned that very early on, but I don't know, I just really wanted to try Amazon, and I'm glad I did, because I feel like swapping to it afterwards was the right choice, instead of starting with it. I don't feel like starting with it would have been as strong, just because this paired so well with giving you accuracy, and accuracy being an easier stat to get than crazy damage. And it took us a little while to understand exactly how the spear worked and stuff like that. I'm not too sure how people do these in like 15 minutes. Those Sanctum runners are insane. I was doing some maps earlier. I don't know when my damage got so high, but I was literally one-shotting map bosses. I really don't know how, but it happened. Repeatedly. Yeah, I think it's because I just got a little bit more damage at close range, and I stand on top of them, drop a Storm Lance, and poke them like once or twice with Primal Strikes, and they're just done.
Swift magnificence.
The other good thing about this build is, I mean, I won't be no hit on this whole time almost certainly, because I am not good at Sanctum, but it's good for no hits, because... Hey! You finally made it to a stream? Thanks for coming by, Donovan. Or damn Donovan. You were here before another time, I know that. I've seen you before. I do have one final key to give away for Path of Exile 2. And I'm going to hopefully get it done today. But the last couple times I've tried to give it out, nobody has been interested. It's like everybody already has their copy. Yes, you do. And I appreciate the hell out of it. I definitely have a few regulars that enjoy my stuff, and it makes me happy. I peruse the comments too much, and I like I don't know, replying, because most of the comments are like insightful and good. There's a few trolly ones that are like, hey, blah blah blah, and the sub story is that they didn't actually watch or listen to anything before commenting, because everything that they said was either
Swift magnificence.
talked about or proven wrong. Or not proven wrong, that's the wrong way to say it. Just,
Greetings.
it was gone over and their insight was no longer up to date. Entering boss room, venerate. Yeah, let's just do that. Well, we don't need it now. We'll wait, see if we can get Reader's Merchant cost when we get to this boss, and then see what happens. Okay, so we'll get gold and boon. Oopsie. Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy your analysis of the game. There are trolls everywhere. I honestly don't know why people would want to waste their time trolling. Not a great way to spend your time. Yeah, it's weird to me too, but like I get having fun at someone's expense. Like sure, a lot of people do that. I mean, we've all been to high school. We all know it. Some people do. But like, I don't know. People just, I won't yuck their yum. Let's just put it that way. But it's not for me. Range damaged after melee and the other way around stuff do a lot more damage than it should. Yeah, and that's probably why, because I got this in there, which is just so much damage. And there's not a lot of increased damage on the build, so that 30% plus the other 3 nodes for like 60 or 70%, whatever it is total, it accounts for a lot. It's almost a more multiplier because of how little increased damage there is normally on the build. Like this isn't Monk where you had like 1000% increased damage because of attributes. This here, all the increased damage nodes really hit hard. Well, yeah. Thank you. I don't know. I've dealt with worse, let's put it that way. In my industry, it attracts a lot of negative people, so maybe I'm just used to it. There we go, through this trial. I think one more room than the boss? Yeah, one more room, so we'll get the free boon. We'll get the free boon. There we go. Not too sure why, but it's crazy hot in here right now. It's so hot, so I might start to sweat pretty good on stream here. If that happens, please forgive me. Ooh. Some sacred water, always good to have. I had on my one where I got the Ascendancy unlocked, it was just crazy. I got the reduced merchant prices first, and then I kept getting more and more sacred water and like increased sacred water found, and I think by the end I had like 3,000 sacred water and like 2 pages of boons. It was nuts. I'm working on getting my build into path building so I can send it to you for review, hoping to get some insight for sure. You'll definitely be getting some insight, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be the first one to send it, so you'll be the first one to get a video. Next key you pick up is duplicated. Nice.
The foe ahead is formidable. Steel yourself.
So what I do for bosses is I just kind of do that. I drop a Barrage Stormlance, and then I poke them with Primal Strikes, and for the most part, it works out well. When it comes to the rest of these bosses, though, I think I'm going to stay ranged, because I don't want to lose armor for stupid reasons, but I knew that one was going to die really fast. Increased effect of your non-unique relics, probably won't be the best for me right now. Additional room ahead might be super good. That's 560 with these two. Yes, it did. But it's also the first boss, so they have less health. This is a level 80 Sekemas, though, so it's as high as it gets.
Fight
Let's
with intent.
increase the effect of the non-unique relics because
Always on.
it'll give me some stuff. I don't know exactly what, but I know honor resistance. And that's all I really care about right now. Oh yeah, I had these two things. Sacred water when you complete a room. And increase damage. Oh, 30 sacred water when you complete a room would have been so good. I should have put that one in there. Crap. Oh well. Always take non-unique relics. Yeah, it's just right now my my non-unique relics gonna suck. But I did take it, and I agree with you, Mondo. It's a great node. I've done Sekemas like twice. Once for the first trial. I guess 3 times. Once for the first trial, once for the third, and then once for the final. And I think I failed the third once, and that's it. Sacred Water Merchant? I mean, I might be able to get one more thing, and that's worth it. But yeah, that 30 Sacred Water would have been so good. That's like 300 per level, which is like an item per level. There we go, that's the first rare.
Straight through the art.
Those guys are scary because they throw these giant blood globules that do huge AoE damage. And yeah, I don't like them too much. The first time I did it, they wrecked like half of my honor bar when I was getting anything on the 4th zone. You've done it 120 times, holy crap. Even this is helpful. I sucked at Sekemas, just tried my 3rd Ascendancy yesterday and got rolled. I need to farm some relics. I need to do it with only 1 relic, I think. I tried to do it with only 1. Oh, yeah. If you only had 1, that would be a little bit unfortunate for sure. You need a little bit more than that to make it feel good. Well, Mondo, if you have any tips, I'd love to hear it because, I mean, I did it, but I wouldn't say that I did it efficiently with all of this.
That were almost a challenge.
I'm guessing that effect of non-unique relics is per relic and doesn't stack. So if I had like 3 relics with +1 merchant use, and then I got a 33% effect of non-uniques, or I guess if I had 4 with +1 merchant, would it bring it up to 5, or does it stay at 4 because it's looking at each relic individually and not the overall mods? I'm doing great. Thank you. Just as I'm reading that, I get smacked for the first time. Super great. I need to let Volt charge up a little bit more. This is my 2nd time having this on this map here. Running around and not seeing a rare for the last 15 or so seconds of this. Like, I've cleared this a few times. There's no rare here. It's hard to do and engage with chat, I'm sure. I'm still going to engage. It's also early on that I don't really care about the honor damage that I take. This here is all fine. I would have loved to have got more Sacred Water found. That one's incredible. But it's okay. Probably restore before you enter a boss room is pretty nice. I like that one quite a bit, so it also helps hide mistakes that you make. Cannot restore... Oh, I would have loved to get that one. Because I don't care about cannot restore honor. Or for 1 room on the 2nd floor. And then you don't have to worry about it going forward either. It's like a free boon. Whee. By the way, you can dodge roll those, but you can't really dodge roll these traps. So I don't like those traps as much. I don't know if my chest piece can dodge those traps. You know what? Let's test it. My chest piece can dodge those traps. That's incredible. I love that. Oh man, I love this chest piece so much. It's acrobatics without the evasion loss. That's just 1 second. Hari's Ire. Dodge roll these. And now it's safe. That's Hari's Ire. It's pretty expensive. I got it for 16 divs 2 days ago. But, like, it took everything for me to farm it. I put everything into it, liquidated down everything I had, sold everything I could at a discount just so that it would sell, and I was happy about that. I was happy that it sold. That's all I hoped for. Or happy I got it. And even then, I'm pretty sure the guy undersold it for that price. Like, it's a really good chess piece. And I was hoping to chance it, but unfortunately the armored vest is not a base that exists right now. Ooh, a grand one. I got 360. I guess that means I'm going to the merchant. You and your minions deal less damage, kinda sucks. Reduced effect on non-unique relics. How about we... Oof, they all suck. Less movement speed if I've been hit recently isn't so bad. So I do less damage and don't get hit. This is crazy good investment, it seems. Yes. Yes, it is. And I plan... The reason why I wanted to get this before going... Yes, it is a brand new unique. It wasn't in 0.1. And that chess piece is, like, literally the thing I wanted before I swapped Deadeye. Because Deadeye, their thing with Tailwind, it gives you increased evasion per stack of Tailwind. And it ends up being a huge defensive bonus with that chess piece. Like, according to Path of Building, with blinding a target, I get 90% evasion pretty easily with the gear that I have. So I'm looking forward to trying that. Right now I'm getting hit by 1 in 5 hits. If you can make that 1 in 10. Like, 10% doesn't sound like a lot, but 1 in 10 versus 1 in 5, oh my god. Oh, we got a 50% reduced merchant prices, hell yes. Best thing you can purchase. Best overall thing you can purchase. It is so good. Now we'll make the monsters have less life, and hopefully get a ton of spirit going forward. That is going to be great. I rolled a ranger the other day. Fantastic. Yeah, ranger with its, Deadeye with its double usage of friendly charges looks so fun for the spear. Like, since day one, like even before day one, I was saying I'm pretty sure ranger will be the best spear user and Amazon will be the best crossbow user. And I haven't seen anything to change my mind about that. But I had no desire to use crossbow, and I had every desire to use spear on Amazon. So it wasn't the most efficient, but damn was it fun. There we go. If you didn't know, you can dodge roll through those to make it easier to get by, because waiting on those or sidestepping the fireballs are not pleasant, but they do pop at the end, so if you're at the end and they pop, you're gonna get hit regardless. One I need to try and get rid of for afflictions is that blunt swords. That's the only one that I'm not happy with. Oh, curse with enfeeble is kind of the same thing though. Definitely not no evasion. That will brick me and kill me instantly. 155 physical damage on room completion is horrible. So I guess it's the gauntlet trial. At 260 spirit, which would be enough to buy basically anything with the reduced merchant prices. Like, honestly, I was so excited to get that chess piece. It was the thing I was looking for to get. And yeah, according to Path of Building, when I make the swap to anything that's not Amazon, I won't have 100% crit anymore with this 19% Tangle Tongue, which is still crazy. Like, really crazy. It's super good. But with Vulgar Methods Anointed for 35% increased crit chance, and my current gear, I still have like a 96% crit chance.
Greetings.
So that's just nuts. Oh, yeah. So, movement speed and damage, obviously. I was hoping to maybe be able to afford a third thing with Balbala's gift, but that is more expensive than everything, so here we go. Oh, this trial just got nutty. Whee! Dodge roll, and go fast. We gotta go fast. Or, there we go. Apparently I had to break a pot to be able to open that door.
Lively tusk.
That's crazy. I'm looking forward to getting the Deadeye leveled up. Yeah, like... the Tangle Tongue is so strong that it basically circumvented the super strength of the Amazon. But again, you don't have any base damage, so you gotta work around that by getting it on your rings. But that is not a problem. We can do that. How did I not get hit? Ah, I didn't even go to the right place. Well, we're here, so we'll open these chests. Uh-oh. Well, I didn't get hit by either of those thanks to the chest piece. There we go. Spamming dodge roll, didn't get hit again. No skill, just luck. I have pretty good gear, no good uniques yet, but I have pretty much the best rares you can have in each slot. That's pretty cool. With the exception of the spear, but they are so expensive right now, I need to see if I can find a Tangle Tongue. Well, like a Tangle Tongue with like 15% crit on it is like probably 30 exalt. I got a 14% on there, 14.5 or something for 30 exalt that hasn't sold for forever. I looked and apparently they're at like 10 or 20 exalt, super cheap, and it will still do incredible work for you. With that said, though, oh yeah, this one is fantastic too. I would get more damage if I did this, but this here's free chests at the end. But a 19% is like many divs, and if you do that, that's how you can get basically 100% crit chance. You will still get a lot of benefit out of a lower percent crit chance, but you'll want to eventually get like a 19-something crit chance with 2 slots or 2 sockets, or else a corrupted like damage mod on it. I can't remember what the damage mods roll, but it's actually potential that it would be better to roll damage on it if you're swapping to Deadeye. That's something I need to check on, what the corrupted mods can be. So Mondo, what would you say here? Get the damage off or open a free chest? Rage on hit would be really nice. That would be really consistent with keeping rage uptime, because right now it's kind of hard to maintain rage. I have it on my primal strikes, and you can get it with whirlwind. Let's just go with the chest here. You can get it with whirlwind, so if you have whirlwind going and rage font of rage, the whirlwind itself gives you a ton of rage. You can stack it pretty much all the way for bosses, but as soon as you leave the wind area, you obviously lose your rage almost instantly, and it's very unfortunate. Ooh, that one hit. Come on.
Made short work of you two.
I overthought that fight way too much, and I got smacked for it. It's all good though. Yeah, Rage on Hit is a 30% more multiplier if you can stack it. So that probably would be one of the best ways to go. It wouldn't be as much on paper initially, but it would stack up when obviously you have it. And it would be super good quality of life. It's just if you were trying to find other ways to get the rage, maybe it wouldn't be as good. Like if you were using that... If you're using Whirlwind, which I think I might, as like an opener to the fight to blind the boss, because, you know, blind is evade chance, and this works really well with evading. it could be a non-factor, but it also could be best in slot. I'm not too sure with the Rage on Hit. It's a really good idea. I'm gonna have to think on that a little bit more. The next minor boon is converted to a major. That's fantastic, but also 40 honor restored at room completion is super good. Yeah, exactly. Cuddy, it's a option, but it's really hard to get consistent rage on the spear. Aside from like if I'm going to be hitting with primal strikes as my main ability. But like what I do right now is I go Stormlance, bap, 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 Stormlance, bap, 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 and it does shock round, and that shocks as well as oopsie, as well as infused weapon. But like obviously I'm not going to have infused weapon come next time. Man, this is a nice major boon, but then also getting a major boon. Well, I guess that would be 320 when I do it that way. Or I guess like that. Yeah, let's just go this way. 40 honor on room completion. I wish I had more spirit coming into that because those are nice. Those are so nice. And I will start looking at those come the third room. I got the stuff dropped off? Yep. I need to get more sacred water. So this whole floor here, we're going to be trying to just farm as much sacred water as possible because nothing else matters. Now that we have the... Yeah, no honor is fine. That is regular sacred water, that's regular sacred water. I guess we'd have to come like that. No matter what, we're only hitting one sacred water fountain, and no water or no honor does not matter at all. Okay, there. Probably merchant is the only thing that makes sense after that. Okay. The only reason why I'm even thinking that Rage on hit might not be the best in slot, Cuddy, is just because our base damage is kind of low. And so getting an extra, like, 60 base damage on it might be really important. And I don't know, I checked it with my rings on Path of Building, and why are all my spears missing? On Path of Building, and it said that the two 1 to 30 lightning jewels were more damage than getting the crit damage ones. But maybe if you had like triple damage rings, or if you're doing Ritualist with the huge amounts of increased effect of your rings, so you had really good base damage, then getting flat on your weapon wouldn't be even remotely as good, and it'd be better to go, like you said, Rage on hit, just so you have it super easy. And also that Rage on hit is really good because you can use it with your ranged attacks. That is the huge plus to it. And Mondo actually got that and tested that one earlier because he had a Rage on hit spear. And every proc of Stormlance, like each one of those zaps, when it does its big frenzy charge AoE, procs towards giving you a rage. So it is ridiculously efficient that way too if you're going to be using... Yeah, if you're going to be using Stormlance. Which, I mean, it's a fantastic skill, why wouldn't you? Even if you're moving away from it, like say you're doing the Wind Serpent stuff, you'd probably drop Stormlance to have that shocked ground anyways. That way, the target you're hitting is guaranteed shocked. Like, it's just fantastic. Go Silver Key. Now we go to the Merchant because the escape trial for an affliction doesn't sound very good. Want as few affliction as possible. Well, we could probably get around it. It just... I'm not the best at removing afflictions. As far as I know, the only way to remove afflictions is with the Venerate thing that like changes the parameters, so it'd be at the cost of losing a boon or gaining another minor affliction, and I don't want that. And even then, you can't choose which affliction you're getting rid of, it's always random. Probably should watch like some of the Sekemas runners to see how they do it, but I'm more of a, well, no, I definitely learn by watching, but in this situation, I'm going to learn by doing kind of person.
Rest a while.
There we go, 450, which should be a lot. Traps are slower, seems nice. Reduced
Onward,
action speed is
my
nice, and then the rest can wait.
succeed.
Large sacred fountain. I see one fewer rooms ahead on the trial map. Kind of sucks, but at least we still see the first round. And then we get the big sacred water and right before another merchant. But if we do sacred water key, then we can get an... Oh, not that one. We could hit this one, which is also not good. I guess we're hitting fewer rooms into monsters have increased max life. Because we're definitely not taking lose all sacred water. Not taking increased merchant prices. Reduce effect of your non-uniques. And to do that, we'd have to skip this. But come down here and get this large. These are unfortunate. But at least I would get a free boon coming down that way. Still hit 2 sacreds. Not lose the vision. I guess we have to do this way. Okay.
Lightning strikes twice.
That guy's AoE can go away.
What a
Thank you.
command.
I guess I didn't pick it all up. There we go. Yeah.
A worthy
I
foe.
love how some of those monsters have Trinity as well, but I don't even think they use elemental damage, so like...
Challenge overcome.
Or maybe their 3-colored aura means something else, but it looks like Trinity. Large sacred water after a gauntlet. Gauntlet is the worst. But you know what? It is fine. We are Zippy. Zippy is good. Nope, nothing down there. And then
Bugger off.
we get this unlocked and we rock and roll out of there. I guess we should come up here maybe? No, nothing there. Lower traps are pretty nice. But that also means if you get caught in one, you're getting caught in one for a while. That's a really easy gauntlet, surprisingly. Big sacred water.
Relish your mortality.
And then reduced effect or... Man, I hate them both. I really hate them both. Because this one can straight up one-shot you if you get caught by the end boss there. So I guess we're going to have to go reduced effect of non-sacred, which is not what we wanted at all. But it's better than getting one-shot accidentally. I know I got the amazing evasion, but I'm not going to rely on it that hard. I'm still getting hit by 1 in 5, and he's shooting out a lot more than 5 bolts at a time. Always getting a little bit anxious when I see those ones. Like the quadruple fireballs hitting at me. Oof. Run out this way. Avoid the mines, even though we proved that we can dodge them, which is so fun. Like, honestly, with how good that felt, I kind of wish that's just how evasion was. Good evening, Spaz. How's it going? Oh, and thank you, Damn Donovan. Holy crap. I now have 4 subscribers. I wasn't expecting that. Really, thank you so much. Well, Spaz, good seeing you again. Getting this prepped. Getting all the way to the boss so that whenever we want to play Ritualist, we can. We may even just swap it right away depending on... Well, no, I don't have the other ring yet, so there's no point in it.
Straight through the art.
It would just nerf me immediately.
A worthy foe.
As it stands, though, I don't think it'd be much of a nerf. Not as much as you'd think, just because all I'd have to do is swap the runes on Tangle Tongue, and then it would be basically a wash. Except for then I'd have a mini headhunter. Absolutely, I've definitely got the value out of your video, so thank you. Well, you're very welcome then, and thank you for watching them. More sacred water found. Hell yes. Hell to the yes. So this final floor,
Beware the
we just need to
scorpion's
find some
sting.
sacred water and a merchant. We'll be fine. Mondo, did you just buy that yourself? Holy crap, Mondo.
This was the end of the driving light.
Oh, that's a good one.
But
Is that
I
mine?
sense another being resides
1345, 1335. Oh no, you got a different one. You linked it. That is so nice. Damn, Mondo. You are good at making currency if you can afford one that fast. Congratulations.
Let's plan.
I definitely found that if you are really motivated, you can make some pretty serious currency on the currency exchange. That's where I made basically most of mine.
You will succeed.
50% more maximum
Go with
honor.
strength.
I don't think that was all I had. Hey Mondo, you would know. If I buy the sacred water found on this floor is doubled at the end boss here, that does not count towards the next room, right? Oh, I got 3 million gold, yeah. That's true. It doesn't go? Yeah, that I didn't think so. I'll just buy the next one is
Always.
free so that the next merchant, no matter what, is a win. Here we go. Well, that was a terrible royal chest. Used one of my 4 gold keys. Hoarders, mages, mysterious. You know what? Let's just open these relics. And... Ooh, I got a time lost. I've never actually had a time lost before. It's my first time lost. Hell yeah. Let's see what these do. Oh, hell yes. I'm glad I took a second look at this because I've been wanting to find one of those. I just never have. Okay, so 1% damage taken recouped his life, not the best. Small passives and radius grant 2% increased elemental damage. That's pretty good, but we don't care about the duration of ignite chills. 1 rage when hit by an enemy is not bad at all. And then damage against enemies with fully broken might actually be decent since so many people are doing physical damage this league. I'm thinking it's probably going to be pretty easy to get armor break. Increase chaos damage. And the one that takes away your sacred, it takes after the boss, not after the floor crossing. Oh, that is horrible. Because then you'd make it right after the boss and have nothing to pay Balbala with. Yeah, that is horrible. That's not the best. But we'll go like this and put these down here because I'm excited for them. I don't even know what I have this here for. Big spirit, but that percent roll is low. I don't know why I have that there. Probably meant to sell it and then just didn't.
I shall aid you.
And yep.
May that
Now we move
serve
on.
you.
I got a time loss. That's so good. That's literally my first ever time lost. Now what do we get? We get another merchant. I don't care about them being a little bit faster, so we'll take the faster, or the large gauntlet merchant, and then probably the gold key. What is this? Fickle Blessings of the Wind. I don't even know what that is. I kind of wish I could get to it, but I need to go this way. I was thinking if I swap to Archer Tangle would be better with the higher crit percent. Possibly yes. It seems like there are definite options. According to POB, higher flat damage is really good because of not being able to really get it anywhere else on the build. We go like this, and then grab this guy. Then try to be quick about it, I guess.
Lightning strikes twice.
Hit this up. Couldn't get to that one in time, but it doesn't matter because this one's open. Whoa, 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 whoa. This guy first. Then this one. Did I just close the door? No, I opened it. Perfect. But crit damage is also really good. It seemed to think that having flat damage would be a little bit better, but I'm sure... How did I lose damage there? Or lose honor there? It might be worth it if you're on Ritualist, but on Deadeye, yeah. We're lacking a little bit of flat damage, but we get the scaling so hard. We are definitely not lacking for crit damage, which seems weird to say don't get crit damage on a thing with 100% crit chance. But it's... I'd say put in your thing into POB and see what happens if you select more lightning damage instead. But also probably wait like a few days until POB is updated again because it's super outdated. It does not have even the right skills in the tree. Oop, I guess I can't go that way. Imagine not knowing you could dodge roll through these when you get to something like this. Oh, that'd be stressful. Like, I know I didn't know about it for... Oh man, that's a terrible gauntlet. And I have to do this? It locks me in? What the hell? So not that then. Oh, you know what? Let's just dodge roll away. Whee! Oh, and then I'm supposed to go through it, be fast enough to unlock the door. Oh, that's dirty. That's so dirty. There are definitely areas of improvement, but I see a lot of people just hating on the game. Yeah, I don't know why they just hate on it. Like, yeah, they're making a few mistakes, but this is early access. This is the time to fix it. It's still a fantastic game. Like, I'm having a hell of a good time with it. And yeah, Donovan, dodge rolling through that really was a game changer for Sekemas for me. I used to take so much damage on like every flame trap because I just couldn't figure out the timing when like I had an enemy come by or something. It would just throw me off and I couldn't do it. And then I just started spamming dodge roll and everything was fine. Can't be damaged. Floors. I mean, we could do this. Let's do cannot be damaged for this first room, I guess. And then just take the others. Am I missing honor? Not really.
I shall aid you.
That's generally good advice. Yeah, exactly. Enjoy what you want to enjoy. Ritual or gauntlet? Let's go ritual and enjoy ourselves. Gold key into a ritual. Hell to the yes. Also, these little ball things, they can rush you down and explode in your face, so be wary about them.
Lightning strikes twice.
Right now, I'm taking everything I learned from maps, move fast, and sidestep. If you can do that, you're probably going to be fine. I leveled to 75 with cold and fire resistance at about 20%, so I had to get really good at dodging. And I still died a lot. Like, oof, my deaths are in the hundreds because I was way too stubborn about not buying defensive gear until I felt like I couldn't clear maps. It was a really terrible decision, but it ended up working, and it saved me money in the long haul to afford some big tier items when I really needed it. It made it slower getting currency, but I saved more of it. So I wouldn't say it was worth it, but it worked out. Flying through these rituals. Love it. This is where Fork really comes in. So with just Volt, if you hit the ritual guy on one side, it doesn't pierce through to hit the other guy. It can't. But with Fork, it bounced off with another projectile and then hit this guy on all of them, which I was surprised about. I didn't even know it worked that way. But that's the only change I made from the last time I did this. Yeah, I did not have enough to put Fork into Lightning Spear. I only had these three, and I needed Volt, Innervate, and Primal Armaments for the damage. I think Fork is a top slot to put in there. I wouldn't replace it for really anything. And then lose 30 sacred water on a room completion. We can afford that one now. Or it can see one fewer rooms. Let's get the gold key. The gold key one floor before boss. Man, I kind of want to beat the boss. I said I was just going to have this prepped, but I kind of want to beat the boss. And I had a good time on the Sekemas. And how long did it take? Not even an hour. Probably like half an hour. Not bad. Have I had any luck with the Recombinator yet? I had luck in the first 2 days, and after that, every single thing that I've tried has failed. Everything. With that said, though, I'm saddened that every time I try it for 2 mods, it's like 10% chance. But I put in a lot more than 10 items in there, and so my 10% has been incredibly unlucky.
That was almost a challenge.
Impressive endurance.
But the few things I did do, I was able to sell for a couple divines because I was doing spears before people found out about Tangletongue. So I made a decent chunk on selling a few spears. I think I made 3 or 4 div early on, and I was pretty happy with that. I'm sitting on a couple items with good mods I want to try in it. Yeah, I got quite a few as well. I thought in this patch that they were going to up the chances, and that's kind of what I've been holding off on. But I've also not been doing much expedition, so I'll need to get more of those, not pieces or fragments, but, you know, whatever the currency is called.
Submit.
One thing I fully intend on doing is belts, though. Because belts basically just care about the resistance rolls. If you can get something like a decent chaos roll and a decent resistance, it might be worth it already, and try to slam life or something with like chaos and life or something like that, and hope for the best. Not as many people are going CI this season, so chaos resistance is actually a thing because most of us are hating life with 10 or even 0% chaos resistance.
That was close.
One thing to note with this armor, you can dodge all hits, but ground effects like burning ground still get you, so be careful not to stand in silly things. And Mondo, how am I liking the amulet? I definitely enjoy it. I feel like it works really well with my idea to get Trinity online, and all I need is one more. I need 6 links on Primal Armament to get Volcanic Strike on there. I've already tested it. It works fantastic. It really works fantastic. And yeah, you don't need to worry about too much. You rock and roll, and lightning, fire, and cold damage all are equally good rolls on rings, so it makes gearing easier. Same thing with on your gloves. And yeah, it's fantastic. Did you say before that you're using Barrage for bossing? Well, just on the first hit. So like I hit Barrage and Toss, because if you have a, I don't know if you know this, but if you have a Frenzy charge and you hit Barrage, And I'm throwing 3 spears, or 3? Yeah, 3 spears. It kind of looked like 4 for a second there. I'm throwing 3, and if you hit barrage and you have a frenzy charge, it will charge all 9. And I'm using I'm using inhibitor to make sure barrage doesn't use the frenzy charges. Last thing, I feel like everyone went CI mind over matter on both my Deadeye and Invoker last league. Yeah, CI was, I mean, it's still fantastic. It's probably the best defensive node on the tree. I love CI, and I kind of want to go it, but there's just, I'm not seeing a way to be able to go CI with how I wanted to build this character. So, like, obviously, if I went CI, I wouldn't be able to use this chest, and I really like this chest. I put big investment into it. I had high hopes for it, and it has not disappointed me. I am so happy with how it feels to avoid like the ground effects and like, you know, those purple chaos balls that follow you forever. I've had some stupid deaths where I'm like trying to run away from the chaos things, and then I think, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna trigger it and dodge roll through it. But the millisecond I decide I'm gonna swap around and dodge roll through it so that it'll proc behind me and I'll be safe, it stops and starts auto detonating. So it stops over here as I go like this to dodge roll, and at the end of my dodge roll, it pops and one-shots me. And so now with this, I have an 80, I guess 82% here in Sekemas, because I must have increased defenses or something. Chance to just avoid it. I've died so many times. You know what? Let's do it. Let's beat Zarkoth. We can run this again because that went smoother and easier than I expected, and we got so many keys I want to make some currency. So like here, boss is there. Perfect. Get my fingers in the right spot on the keyboard. Hit Q, drop it, poke him. He ran away unfortunately, so if he'll just stand still and let me... These things go away, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they go away. I gotta wait for them to go away. Wait, no, I do this to break them first. That's right. Do that. They go away. I think I have the movement speed. So down here first, get these 3. It's hard to see them.
This makes little difference.
Oh wow, that one was far away. I didn't even see that far one.
You possess a modicum. Your faith binds you.
There we go. For whatever reason, I couldn't... Ooh, a tier 5 unset ring? Holy crap.
I'll take that.
Warmonger bow. And I don't know if that is a decent relic or not. I doubt it, because it didn't highlight a color. What do you give me? You give an additional Bariah. You have 0 defenses, and this item is destroyed. Why would I want 0 defenses and just for an additional Bariah? Oh, that's bad. There's the Ascendancy thing, and they say that Balbala can reset your refund passives. Okay. Oh, that feels good. Yeah, that is how you refund them. So now you could just come through, smack off your passives, and pick a new Ascendancy. Oh, that is good. That is so good. Okay, so Altar of Ascendancy, very, very easy to do now. Rare monsters take increased damage, increased quantity keys, and venerating. None of these are good. So we'll just go here to the forge. And give me some keys. You gave me 1 gold and 1 bronze. So now we'll definitely take the medium relic key. Not a shield catch, a royal catch, and I just hit 2 back to back when I should definitely be checking to see if I got time lost here first. There's a gold relic which is worth taking, another large relic, rangers, mages, body armor, shield. Okay, so those 2 relics are safe to take. Okay. Well, cartographers. I don't remember what that is. The maps? We'll take those. There we go. We got more relics. Small relics. I'm pretty sure relics is the way to make money in here because people buy merchant ones, if I remember right. Is there any other relics that are worth anything? I really have no idea. Okay, first things first, this tier 5 unset ring. Big physical damage. It's a tier 8 physical. It said tier 5, so I thought the lowest it can roll is 5, so I guess mana regen rate can only get up to tier 3. Big int, and then the mana per enemy killed. Don't really care about that either, but that's a lot of physical and a lot of int. It might be worth fracturing to try and get like the physical and then chaos it. Let's see here. We'll put it in the crafting shits to see what happens. And then this one here. No, it doesn't have a spot, so it just gets dropped on the ground. Helmet mystery. Perfect. I got an augmentation orb and a little bit of gold. Can the time loss be silver or bronze, or is it just gold? I'm pretty sure it's just gold, but I'm not 100%. Then we'll just hit any bronze that looks kind of good. There's this urn. Mages. More relics. Let's go nuts on relics. More relics. Perfect. More relics. Don't care about the warrior's catch or the helmets. Guess we're doing the mysterious and the mysterious. We got another transmutation orb. And now I guess we go warriors. We got a spear on the warriors. That's not what I expected to see there. I would have expected that to be rangers, but it works. Then we drop all this. And that is one Sekemas run. Well, these two weren't there. Blessed Bonds seemed kind of interesting. I don't know if that's any good or not. Yeah. And then I just leave and I can't come back in. Which makes perfect sense. Oh no, I feel slow now. I lost my movement speed. Alright. Well, that was a good Sekemas. Made me think I can do it basically whenever I want, not have to feel stressed about it. Ooh, I got a sale in here? Nice. I got my Chaos Orbs. Or, Chaos Orbs sold for some Exalted. Hell to the yeah. Right. So now I have a string of unique maps to do. And a bunch of Citadels. Like, I haven't seen Citadels forever, and now I got 2 here, 1 here, and 2 here. Then I also got another unique map and another unique map. But the only one that is my first time doing it is this Fractured Lake. So I'm going to do that Fractured Lake first. Based on the fact that it did not give me any mods on from my precursors, I don't think this is really going to affect anything. But I know it has a bunch of rare monsters on it, so let's see if I can bump those rares up. And honestly, let's do a quick little test. Will Delirium actually affect this? I don't think it will, so I'm only going to do 1. Usually I would do a bunch more. Oh yeah, that's right, I can't close the menu until I do that. Fractured Lake, can I make it delirious? Wait, did it say I need to do anything with the lake first? Or is it just complete it? Completing will drop a skill book. Fantastic. Let's go. Well, it has been about an hour and a bit. One thing I'd like to do, like I said before, I would love to be able to start a key giveaway. If anybody would like to win a copy of Path of Exile 2 Early Access, either for yourself or to give to somebody, please type !giveaway in the chat, and I'd be happy to give away one final copy of Path of Exile 2 Early Access.
Here, mortal, you will not find what you see.
Pretty cool looking, this one.
The hunt is on.
Really cool looking map.
Proof of me
Hard to
prowess.
tell, what did I just get there? Simulacrum. Oh, I do get Delirious in here. I didn't think I would. That's fantastic.
Heart of the storm.
These guys are untargetable for the first little bit, so it's a little bit difficult to deal with. A lot of spam on a build that doesn't like the spam. And it's not even like you can just use Primal Strikes instead, because, well, Primal Strikes does not spam well either. It needs set up with Shock Ground or just a shock target.
There is no more wisdom to be had here. Only anger.
Only anger, she says. Yeah, like right here with my resonance being 2 resonance things like cold and lightning makes me think I am definitely on the right route with this. If I went and somehow went Primal Strikes as my mapping ability, which it isn't, but just for argument's sake, let's say we did that. Or say I went Glacial Lance and kept Herald of Thunder as a lightning skill instead of a cold skill, essentially. Then I could very easily have all 3 resonances kept up by putting in just simply volcanic strikes into my melee skill. I guess I wouldn't be able to put it into Glacial Lance then. I'd have to find something else. But let's just say Ice Strike then. You use Ice Strike as your general ability, and then every time you Ice Strike, you're also getting Herald of Thunder going off, because say you get enough base lightning damage to shock your enemy and kill it, then you're going hard that way.
A clean kill.
And then the lightning-based Herald of Thunder would proc, and that would give you an equal charge of resonance as well. And then the volcanic fissure things, the little fiery balls would drop down. That would also give you a pack of resonance, and that's all without balancing your damage at all. So it'd be really easy if you had a cold-based melee skill as your main ability. It's a little bit more difficult with lightning, but we convert the cold over, and so we can have 2 resonance while mapping and 2 while bossing, being cold and lightning while mapping, and lightning and fire while bossing. I'm trying to figure out how to get all 3, but right now it seems like the main thing that it's going to be doing is using cold damage from rings and chest piece when I swap to the other build, and it would be using something like Whirlwind or Whirling Strikes there. I think that would get it. And Whirling Strikes can be a really fast skill if you stack the accuracy for attack speed or just attack speed in general. But I don't think I'll be able to get it that fast, because I'm kind of dropping a lot of accuracy and attack speed nodes to Frenzy Charge stack. But I also believe I'm going to be getting potentially Endurance Charges into the build. I really think we can get Armor Break, which would give us Endurance Charges if we use Whirling Slash as kind of like a setup ability, which makes very good logical sense because it automatically blinds everything around us, and that just feels really good. And so then we could use that with like balanced elemental damages, obviously, and very potentially be able to use that to break armor, which will give us endurance charges. And if we have charge infusion in there, it also super buff our evasion and a little bit of our energy shield too, which would make us even harder to hit. All just theories I have in my mind right now, not tested or put on paper, but that will be tested kinda sort of soon. Whenever I can get the Deadeye leveled. This map is a lot longer than I expected it to be. It just keeps going. I'm gonna stop trying to find all the nooks and crannies, because I don't think anything is gonna be different here. I think it's just gonna keep going. There we go. This looks like the end here. This looks like the end. Fantastic. This is a beautiful map, though. Fragmented Mirror. It's really low rolled, but I love that I have the base.
To be locked in time is to never change.
These, I think, could be the best, because +1 for prefix, you could have 3 or 4 damage mods on it, plus, say, rarity in all res or rarity in all attributes. This very easily could be the best. Like, it'd take a lot of work to get there, but I'm not just selling this to a vendor because I feel like this could be played with. And considering how hard they are to get, because it's only that one map, I feel like it's worth holding on to for sure. 18% attack speed is nice, but I've got a lot of... Hi, Miss Storiani. But I've got a lot of really good spears to work with. I'll check and see if I have something lower than 18, I guess. Attack speed, 19, 21. That's not attack speed, 20. 14, drop the 14. There we go. Yeah, that doesn't need to be there. Then these guys, I'm pretty sure I have them both. Yep, so they get disenchanted into chant shards. Hell yeah. Love me some chancing. You know what? Let us put this into this tab, because I have no idea what else to do with it. And start identifying and dropping these off elsewhere. That, yes. Identify, and give all of these things 2 mods so I never have to look at them improperly. Alrighty. 5% movement speed is nice. 36 at the start of the trial I do not care about, but font is doubled is nice. Hits against you reduce critical, no. Honor resistance max honor is nice. Don't care about that. Well, 15 honor and room completion is actually not bad. Nobody cares about it though. Honor and picking up a key, reduce damage, Thor Punch C of debuffs. 52 at the start of the trial, no. Movement speed again, that's decent, with quantity of relics dropped. People like that. People really like that. Not anymore, I guess. Honor and killing a boss, whatever. Honor resistance at the start of the trial. Honor resistance, reduce damage, reduce merchant prices. There we go. That's a decent one. Because you get merchant prices so super low. Which I put right here. There it is, 7% reduced prices. Venerating, honor restored, start of the trial, honor and killing. 5% chance for each of your keys to upgrade, which is actually kind of fun. Honor on room completion is good. Maximum life, dodge roll distance, I don't think that'll be worth anything, but let's see. I'm not just looking at these to sell, I'm also thinking, would I use any of these? Start of the trial, 10% to grant double is really actually high. That's really surprisingly high. It's usually single digits. Drop Sacred Water, 4% move speed. And then I will get rid of those because I don't care about them.
Yes.
And I know they don't sell for crap, but they are not good for me either.
Go.
Then got a few more of these to look at. I don't know if you know this, but if you hold control and touch Doriani, he'll automatically identify everything for you. Additional room revealed is just okay. Movement speed, honor resistance, good stuff. Start of the trial. Oh yeah, I forgot to give those two, but neither of them are good because they're. I mean that one could be. Let's see. Yeah, no.
What is it?
Get rid of all that, and then finally clear out this dump tab and see what happens. 30 sacred water when you complete a room. I'll put that in the relic locker. This. Getting kind of hard to balance these in here. There we go. I didn't identify, did I?
Yes.
There we go. I'm even there. I guess I did all the relics already. Don't care about that. That's no good. These are no good. It's all just... I mean, this one has really good suffixes and 100% increased armor, but unfortunately armor sucks. And bucklers suck. So these are the only thing worthwhile. They're a kind of decent roll with 23% increased movement speed, which is really nice. Nice enough to replace them with the ones I have in here. And then turn these ones into chant shards. What do I got here? Melee damage and max life on kill are pretty decent as first ones. It's a shame that what's the word I'm looking for here? Adorn Jewel got nerfed so hard. Otherwise I would just corrupt these and hope for the best, because like that's a pretty high roll spell damage. If that was high roll spell damage and something else really good, it might have been worth something to Adorn setups. I'll probably never be able to afford an Adorned, but it's something that I can sell to. I'll sell to the Omega Rich. Rarity and increased waystones found in your maps. Perfect. Trying to stretch my neck out there, but it didn't want to release. That was unfortunate. It felt so close, but it just didn't quite get there. What's the Adorned build setup you're talking about? Oh, Adorned is a really crazy, unique jewel. That what it does is if you have corrupted magic jewels, so not rare, not yellow, they need to be blue, it doubles the effect. Well, not doubles. Based on how the Adorned is rolled, it increases the effectiveness by that amount. And it can roll anywhere from 0%, which is really troll, to 100%. And if it's 100%, each of your magic jewels, the blue ones, are doubled effectiveness. But with the change they did to the passive tree, removing all these jewel sockets, the Adorned got massively nerfed, and it's not nearly as good as it was before. And so I don't think anybody's actually worrying about it this league. I love the megalith fights. Let's do that one. Let's get to the megalith. Yeah, it unlocked a lot of builds that priced out basically anybody else, but it meant whatever you wanted to try, you could. You could reduce ailment thresholds to mobs to the point where every attack froze them, and so you do an AoE freeze ability, and everything was permanently frozen, including bosses. Yeah. One guy found out the math to it, and he had to have like a very specific amount, like an exact amount, and if he went over it, it rolled back around to base values, and it was like it undid every bit of his investment. But when he got the number right, everything in the game was... It made attribute stacking Invoker look weak, let's put it that way. But it also, just getting the Adorned is about the same price as multiple Astromentus amulets at their peak price. So yeah, you're definitely paying for it. Surprisingly, when you get all your Atlas points for Breach, it feels good again. It felt really bad at the start, but now I'm getting decent amount of splinters, decent amount of density. Like, obviously I picked all the density nodes because they're the best ones to get by a lot. And then, yeah, you just go nuts. Keep lightning striking everything, picking up all the clasped hands, and I got the nodes that also makes the clasped hands guarded by a pack of magic monsters, I'm pretty sure, instead of the 1% chance to have multiple hands. I really wish they didn't nerf the multiple hands so hard, but I mean, I get it. It was really, really powerful, but 1 in 100 breach maps being extra fun makes me kind of sad. I think it was 4% before and it already felt omega rare. One of the changes they made that I do not like is the reduction in jewel sockets. Yeah, most definitely. It honestly feels like it reduces player agency, because jewels are a way that you could tailor make your build towards you, because maybe there's not as many crit things on the tree that you want, or oh, I should have kept, whatever, I got 6 stacks, it's good. Maybe there's not enough reduced ailment threshold, or not enough stun threshold based on energy shield on the tree for you, so you could fix those gaps with your jewels, and it felt really good. And like, they have a ton of jewel sockets in Path of Exile 1, so it is not a change that I expected them to do either. And like, if they're trying to stop Adorned setups from being too strong, well, Adorned is one of the most ridiculously expensive and high variance items in the game. So very, very few people are actually taking mass advantage of it. It's only the Omega wealthy, so you're not too worried about them. The Omega wealthy will find ways to make their character overpowered no matter what. Removing jewel sockets won't change that.
The thrill of the hunt.
All it really did was get rid of an extremely easy avenue for me to make money, because I liked corrupting decent blue jewels. I'd go to Path of, or like the trade, and buy blue jewels with 2 good mods that weren't corrupted for like 5 to 10 exalts, and then roll the dice on them. And if they corrupt, well, and they don't brick, then they're worth like half a div to a div. And if they get a good corrupt, which were like attributes or resistances, mostly just attributes though, but both are good because they're both benefited by the Adorned. And even something like Corrupted Blood or Maim, all that stuff, immunity would be really good as well. If you got any of that, you're immediately selling it for like anywhere from 5 to 50 div, depending on how good the base jewel was. It's really crazy how much money you can make off of it selling to the Omega Rich. They weren't uber expensive, so you could get some cheap power on your build. It also made pathing feel more worth it. I get a lot less excited pathing to something very far away now. Yeah, no kidding. Like, I pathed up to here just for this jewel socket when I was coming for these crit nodes, but oh, it feels hard pathing all this way, because like there's all this dead zone, and like if I was lightning, sure, you could go and get these, but I'm not, so it's difficult. The one I really want to path to is Harness the Elements, and then up to Subterfuge Mask, but it's just so many points, it's really hard to justify getting there. But like, I really want to come up like this. I don't really care about the chance to shock, but it's just to get Harness the Elements. But this increased freeze build-up is really nice, because if you get that, then potentially you wouldn't even need Herald of Thunder at all for freezing. And then you can put Ice Bite onto your storm, or onto your Lightning Spear, and get that bonus everywhere all the time. Like, I would love to do that, but it's just really, really hard to get there right now. I kind of feel like with the increased size of the tree, though, they would be benefited a lot by giving you like 10 more skill points. Just 10, because it's so big right now, it's hard to path around. But if we had a few more points, like the 10 points to spend on there would be nothing, or like to come down here for the lightning nodes would be nothing if you're a lightning build, or like the pad down here for harmonic generator, it might actually feel worth it if you had a little bit more leeway. But also, maybe if we did have those 10 points, we'd also be thinking the same thing, oh, just 10 more again. But really, I think just because of the best crit nodes being so spread out and how everything is, I really, really just need a few more points.
Not wrong with a new approach.
What is it?
This one, and then these two.
Go.
Also, if you didn't know this, for the tablets, you can auto-allocate where they go now. So I have them in... It's still the precursors tab, but now it's the same places where I put my splinters because it's under fragments. And as weird as it is, I don't want my splinters to go there. But fragments apparently overrides delirious. It also puts your breach splinters there, so that's where they will go. I thought I had a thing for runes. Is that... Yeah, socketables. That's weird. Why is socketables... Creator adept room doesn't go to socketables? What the heck? Well, that's one glitch. Dropping these should definitely bring you to socketables every time. Oh well, I guess. Like if I take the desert rune and I come here, that goes to socketables. Interesting. So it's just the attribute ones that are broken. There are too many more nodes just from the last update. I know it's going to be getting bigger. I see what you're saying about where's the limit. However, last season I felt somewhat okay pathing to what I wanted by level 90, but just with the changes they made this season, I don't feel like I can get it around the tree, play with some different stuff. Oh yeah, like the bleed stuff. The bleed stuff are so far away from like everything that you'd want on the Amazon here. Oops. So it's kind of hard to like come down here for all of this and then also come down here for all of this. But I guess I don't know if bleed actually or crit works on bleed, so maybe if you were going bleed you wouldn't worry about crit at all, but I'm pretty sure crit affects how big the bleeds are. Like I know it doesn't affect your chance to bleed, but it would affect the bleeds when they do proc, if I am understanding bleeding right. Because magnitude of bleeding is physical damage per second of the pre-mitigated physical damage of the hit that inflicted it. Yeah, so you still want really big fizz hits to get the bleeding off. So you're going to want Hammer of the Ancients or Hammer of the Gods, whatever. Yeah, so you're not going to be doing this kind of setup with Elemental Infusion, but you'd still probably go Critical Strikes Penetrate for a big bleed setup on a big fizz damage weapon kind of thing. And then obviously if you could get it procced during the reveal weakness, that's a huge bleed right there as well. Yeah, it's just hard to justify that. Also, one thing I'm really trying to figure out, like obviously Dance with Death, we could get a from nothing Dance with Death, then we'd be able to get roll and strike and precise points. We wouldn't get focus thrust, but you would get acceleration. And it'd be fantastic because like all of these little nodes, focus thrusts, and like sure 20% increased damage is nice, but those aren't really worth it. The big thing is the 10% attack speed and the 50% increased damage. Oh yeah, I can't remember the name right now, but that scepter is nuts. If I can afford it, I'll be replacing this one for sure. I'll be losing the spirit, but gaining huge damage, so it'd probably be worth dropping Trinity then. Or, let's see, what else do I got to drop potentially? I mean, Herald of Thunder could be dropped, but we would always want cast on critical, I'm pretty sure, unless we're willing to manually cast Sniper's Mark, but that just seems tedious. But that would be an easy way to do it. You just have manual cast Sniper's Mark and you wouldn't have to worry about it at all. There's also that helmet that gives a bunch of spirit, if you could put that in instead, but I'm not planning on it. But yeah, that scepter is nuts. It's one of the best damage increases for any build that uses Scepter, and you still get 100 Spirit, just not 163. So you'd lose 63, I get, well 60 would be the main thing, because I got 60% increased. So that would make me at 80 Spirit from where I am, so there's no way I could use Trinity. And I'm not dropping Castle and Crit, I'm not dropping Herald and Thunder unless I can. But, like, yeah. Actually, no, I'd be at minus 40 is the way I should be thinking about it. I'd be at minus 40 after losing that 60 Spirit, so dropping Herald of Thunder no matter what wouldn't work. Yeah, manually casting it, I didn't enjoy it. Having Sniper's Mark is there, and having with the Ingenuity, 1.5 second cooldown on Sniper's Mark, it feels pretty consistent, and it doesn't chunk your mana at all. I tried putting in, there's actually a really cool tech that I want to get working. It's called Burning Inscriptions. Right here, Burning Inscriptions. Supports any skill which creates runic inscriptions when cast, causing those runic inscriptions to trigger burning inscriptions. Basically, it gives you burning ground. And I thought using that with Whirlwind, like the Whirling Strikes there, Whirling Slash, could have been incredible. The issue is, all the curses here, they don't have any cooldown, it's just cast time. So when I was going through the map, I was casting about 10 curses a second, so even at this level 3 Enfeeble, it chunked my mana so hard I couldn't sustain it. It also works with Profane Ritual, which gives you power charges, which is fantastic. And you wouldn't care if it's casting too much because it's just giving you more power charges, but the issue is it doesn't work in boss fights unless you have also the Sacrifice Gem and some minions, and that's just way too much investment just to get Profane Ritual with a couple power charges online. I mean, it was worth it for me last league, but it's not worth it for me this league. Not when power charges give so little, whereas last league power charges gave so much. It worked entirely too well. There was burning ground everywhere and my mana bar was gone. I even tried getting some reduced mana cost stuff. I put reduced mana cost on the thing, I put it on the tree, and it was just gone. I accidentally deposit those too soon. We'll use that one and this one right away. They are nice rarities. But we got the megalith, so that doesn't actually care about really what map we use. So we'll just increase. Yeah, that one doesn't matter. Perfect. So now we get the megalith, which is a really fun map. Water. Well, same thing happened this time around. Nobody needed a copy of early access, so we will try again another day.
Lightning strikes twice.
I really love this unique map. I wish this one came around more, like you could farm for it, or like, you know, in one you could buy unique maps and just run it over and over and over. And that's the way how a lot of people made good currency, is they used unique maps that gave a ton of experience and ran those and ran them with groups. But yeah, we can't do that right now. And so I'd really like to do this one. I like the boss rush. It's a fun mechanic. It's a really fun mechanic. Like, I played the crap out of Binding of Isaac, and my favorite part about that game is if you were fast and doing really good and ahead of the curve, you could unlock a boss rush, which is very, very difficult. But if you do it, you get bonus rewards. It's a great way to completely destroy your build, or destroy your run, if your build isn't quite strong enough, but you just happen to get there fast. But it's also one of those things that's just like, it's a great challenge. I really like boss rush mechanics, and I think this did it right. They just need to make it more available. Like, honestly, with how bossing works with this build here, and like I have done tier 4 Zesht, and it wasn't too bad, but I'd want it better. I'd want it better. It's not quite enough damage to make it feel super smooth and safe, hence why I'm thinking Deadeye would be the way to fix it. You'd still get Lightning Strike for this incredible mapping. You'd actually have more movement speed and mobility because of Tailwind, and more defensives. You don't really worry about the damage that much because your damage is going to come from doubling the effectiveness of Frenzy Charges when using Wind Serpents. And then that is going to be your single target skill. So you're going to have probably some Stormlance spam until you proc the thing that gives you all the Frenzy Charges. And then as soon as you have max Frenzy Charges with a big shock on the boss, you're just going to hammer them with one Wind Serpent and good night. It is a build concept I definitely thought was going to be incredible. I just wanted to play Amazon, but then I also thought it was going to be with Whirling Slash, and I didn't think it was going to be with Lightning Spear. I had no idea Lightning Spear is going to be as good as it is. Like, Lightning Spear is just way too good. It's fantastic. It's everything that we wanted it to be. See, like, this here is pretty good, though, for map bosses. Like, I just straight up delete map bosses now. Invader. And it works so well because Stormlance has that cooldown. It works with the damage from a melee skill versus a range skill really well. Like, there's so much synergy between it. It doesn't really mesh well with, like, the spirit skills, unfortunately. He didn't get shocked right away, unfortunate. I guess I cast the thing a little too soon. There we go. But the thing that's like... come on, just stay still, buddy. There we go. Right here. You don't care about being surrounded versus bosses and projectiles only when they're a big distance away from you. It's kind of sad. Because I want the projectiles when I'm really close to you. Come on, get shocked, girl. There we go. So now hit Barrage, I have a Frenzy Charge, so all of these will be supercharged. So wait for that boss, hit Barrage, and they're all supercharged. And now we got a double boss, we have a Frenzy Charge, we hit Barrage, and they're all supercharged. Perfect. I like that a lot. Really great for bossing. Falls off a little bit for tier 4. And it is obviously more dangerous because you're sticking your face right into the boss. But that's why I like this. It's such a fun way to play. Oh, man. I don't know, it's just, yeah. Yeah, Herald the Thunder is cold. You didn't know that, Mondo? I'll show you how. You need it to be slaughtered with a Greater Orb first, or a Greater Jeweler's Orb. I always press the wrong button for that. It needs Glaciation, 100% required. And then Embitter is fantastic, because then when you get the damage bonus from Innervate, it's giving 35% of cold damage. Then you get Cold Infusion again to convert it. There we go. We get Cold Infusion again to convert it to cold. You're losing a lot of damage from it, but you're gaining a ton of cold damage, which makes it worth it. And then Ice Bite, so then you're getting the buff on your Stormlands. I've run this in a whole lot of maps. The only thing it doesn't work in is obviously ailment threshold maps. Those maps are just always cancer. But there's nothing we can really do about that, except for maybe dropping the ailment threshold. But this here works really well, and because it's cold damage, it stacks up Trinity for cold so good. So ridiculously good. Because Herald of Thunder procs just as fast as Lightning Spear. So when the Lightning Spear first hits, it shocks. It probably kills the first person, gives you Herald of Thunder stacks. It splits, and then each split will instantly consume the Herald of Thunder on monsters around it, which will proc the cold damage for Trinity. And then also deal the lightning damage for Trinity by itself. Kill the mobs, refreshing Herald of Thunder, knocking out massive thunderbolts down everywhere, and that's all you need for ridiculous clear everywhere all the time. It's just, it works so well with the splitting. And then because it works so well, I also ended up finding this jewel, and I didn't even know this was a mod that can roll on it, but projectiles have increased chance for an additional projectile while forking. That is so unbelievably good, because Lightning Spear forks. Not the first projectile, but all the other ones that proc off that spear fork. And I got a 15% or a 14% chance to get an extra projectile from that off of every single extra projectile. It's so ridiculously good, and I'm happy I figured that one out. That's a lot of runes we got on that map. Yeah, it really doesn't like these robust rooms. They don't go to the proper tabs. Everything else does. Well, not the delirium splinters, but I can forgive that. Another good map. Got 3 good maps to run. Perfect. Is that jewel corrupt? It is a corrupt jewel, yeah, but the corrupt give it 4 dexterity. The projectiles forking is just a mod that can roll on a green jewel. I'm pretty sure it's been there the whole time, but we never really thought of it because who needed projectiles forking when we were a monk? And everybody was either a monk or an invoke or whatever the spark character was. The not witch. The sorceress, I guess. It's a really cool mod. It doesn't do direct damage, so maybe not a lot of people are going to think about it, but forking gives you 2 projectiles, and to get a 14% chance in my case for 3 projectiles, but with like however many you're getting per 1 lightning spear throw, is giving a bunch of extra projectiles every time. Alrighty, let's do the stone citadel. I guess I need waystone chance for these ones. I don't have the most waystone chance. Like, I got 100% on this one. Thought I had a few 100%ers, but looks like just the one. That one's 95. Ooh, that one's ugly too. But we'll use this one for sure on it. Stone Citadel. 100%. That should be a second one. I actually kind of screwed up. On these towers, I should have hit waystone. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to come around and hit this tower to buff this area here and get some waystone chance. Like, honestly, you don't see the numbers on paper, but you know it's there. Just like how fork support doesn't show any damage on the game, but it's one of the best supports you can put on Lightning Spear by a lot. Like, it feels so unbelievably good. Like, let's put it this way. If I take Volt off of Lightning Spear, everybody loves Volt. We know Volt is amazing. You hit it with Fork. Oh look, we still have projectiles to help clear out. You don't have that without Fork. So you also take out Fork from Lightning Spear. And you come to a mob. Where are you? Where are you? It basically just hits one time. It splits and then done. It is not nearly as good. So this here is the way to go. There we go. I got it to not die in my 0 portal. Oh crap. I'm getting hit by everything here. Why am I getting hit by things? 80% evasion. I should not be getting hit by these things. But I got 0 portals for this, so let's lock it in a little bit. I'm a little too distracted, it seems. This is not the right map to start showing off what you can do when you take off everything from your gear. So out of all the mob type, or like all the affixes they can get, is there anything worse than proximal tangibility for this build? Like, I know proximal tangibility doesn't care about the super fast melee builds. You just blow them up so it's nothing. But on this one, I don't know if there's any that completely decimates it more than proximal tangibility. This one rare is so far out of the way, but I want all the rares. Rares is money. And I juiced the map pretty well too, so we're not leaving any rare behind. We're not in a point where we can start, we need to get as much per map as possible, unfortunately. Okay, good, we got the Covetous Shrine. Unfortunately, ooh, Burning Ground. Fortunately, we've got a lot of wasted backtracking to go to get to where we are, so we're not going to get the most out of it. Right now, I'm spec'd into just as much rarity and stuff like that. Is there a way to add cold to infused weapon? Yeah, you mean power charges? Of course. Or are you talking about... my cast on crit is, I think, level 15. Are you talking about getting power charges, or are you talking about converting the lightning damage on it to cold to get your charges that way, or your cast? Because if you're converting it that way, it won't charge up... Oh, I thought I was dead. I got hit by a slam and I thought I was dead. It won't charge up for Trinity nearly as well, because it only hits the one time, whereas Herald of Thunder hits just as fast as Lightning Spear, and that's why it's able to charge up. Otherwise, you would immediately lose all the cold charges from Trinity that way. But yeah, if you wanted to just get power charges for making cold infused weapons, you just get Profane Ritual, and you buy, or you put on potential support probably onto your Lightning Spear here. So because you're only using it in mapping, it doesn't actually work against bosses, which is really unfortunate, and the reason why I don't use it, because I fully intended on using it like all the infusions. I wanted triple charges, but it just, charge generation wasn't good enough for frenzy charges with how much we use them if we have combat frenzy. And then it also made it feel like, well then what's the point when they super nerfed infused weapons, so we're not relying on that for damage, so we don't need profane. And to get profane working against bosses, you would need to get minions and a sacrifice aura going. And like, yeah, we could use a minion scepter and then just have sacrifice aura, but it still is not good. Like, it doesn't feel good. Like, I'm using the scepter to give me a massive amount of resistance aura, and then also because of the glitch, it's giving me a massive amount of free spirit up there for the jewels just not using spirit. It's wildly good. If that glitch was patched though, I would probably swap those support gems out. I'd only need to probably keep clarity and like maybe, I don't know, whatever I would use else. Maybe cannibalism, I'm not too sure. But something else. Actually, no, probably the one that gives you life on kill. Whatever that one is. I think that's cannibalism. And yeah, nothing else would matter too much. Then you'd use the discipline aura one over the minions, because then it's extra survivability. And you do that until you can afford the like 50% more damage as fire spear or scepter. Forbidden Flame or Last Flame, whatever it's called. Alrighty, Donovan, thanks for stopping by. You have a good night, and you're welcome. Sacred Flame definitely is the way to go. Oh yeah, with Embitter, then everything would be cold. Oh yeah, that'd be really nice.
Lightning strikes twice.
Everything would freeze. You would have nothing to worry about. It's so safe. I didn't even think about Embitter with Sacred Flame, but yeah, that is definitely the way to go. You probably take it off of Herald of Thunder and put it on whatever your main bossing skill is and freeze the boss in like 2 attacks. I'm surprised at how often I'm getting hit on this map. It feels like I'm getting hit more than 80% of the time. Or 20% of the time, I should say. Not 80. I have 80 evade chance. Well, Mondo, you are the evade god. Let me know how that chess piece is feeling. Oh, there we go. Got one guy to ban here. Oh, is this not letting me ban it on here? Okay, well, at least I got the other way. What? My Twitch is not letting me ban him. That's weird. And... mod him? No, ban him. There we go. And do a lot of fire on other skills for Trinity. You don't even need fire on other skills. Like, legitimately, if you have a melee skill, so Primal Strikes is the one I'm using right now, every time you strike it, with a very short cooldown, I think it's a 0.4 second cooldown, you get Volcan. I just did a 180 on this thing, or a 360, I mean, and there was a Delirious Mirror the whole time. We're just going to cancel that, though, because I don't actually want Delirium to kill me before I finish this off. There we go. We got rid of that, because screw that noise. Oh, man, it's way up there. That is so unfortunate. We don't have a single checkpoint throughout all that. Oh, God. Let's just go back this way. It seems faster. But yeah, you get that volcanic fissure, and it jacks up your entire resonance immediately. I thought I showed that off in a video, but maybe it wasn't one of the things I showed off. But when I was doing damage testing, it felt like it was... I needed a support that did damage immediately. But I don't know. I've tested so many other variations that might have just been me making a mistake, and then I put more damage on my build, so I probably would be better off using it now and getting the big 13% more damage multiplier from having it resonating with Trinity. Because right now, I'm having a hard time getting cold resonance against bosses. That's the thing I need to figure out. But one thing we could do is something like Stormlance being cold converted against bosses, proccing a lot, and then your main ability doing lightning and then the fire procs. That'd be a way to get about it. I don't know if it'd be as efficient, but it might also freeze the boss really consistently. Worth thinking about. No, Spaz. I needed something that gave me resistances so I could survive, and then the really big added damage on the gloves gave me a lot of damage to scale with Tangle Tongue, so I had to get rid of the Painter's Gloves. They were really good early on, and I feel like they could be really, really, really good with all that added damage as later on. It's just... right now in my situation, I needed something that gave the Come on, why aren't you shocked there, buddy?
Survival requires brutal choices.
There we go.
I can't give up.
There we go.
I must save my people.
This guy was a bit of a dingus right there. I would use cock only for
I will
bosses.
succeed.
Yeah.
Me like a man.
What? How? Get up. Get up. You
Yeah,
think
this
you
is why
can
the chess
run?
piece is good. You can even dodge those boss attacks like that. Pretty good. It's pretty damn good. But as you can see, the pinnacle DPS isn't as high as I'd like it to be. That was a plus 100. Aw, I guess 100 waystone chance isn't enough to guarantee 2 of them dropping. Unfortunate. I thought it was. But yeah, not quite enough damage against pinnacle bosses. Still pretty good. And then with that chest piece being in there, making it so you don't need to run away from everything, you can face tank a few things. It's pretty great. It's pretty damn great. Man, if only armor was good, this would be so good. 104% increased armor and evasion, plus 187 max life and a big fire res. That would have been so good if armor was even remotely useful. Yeah, worth an exalt because nobody uses armor. Oh my god. That's sad. And I can't even blame him. Armor is useless in its current state, so why would you use it? Strength, cold, no life. Big mana, level of minion skills. This might be useful to somebody. I guess like 10 exalt. Hope for the best. Probably won't sell. And then look. It auto sorts. It's so good. Right there. I would have preferred it to go in with these back when I had it set up that way. I think that's where it was. But they go here now. Evasion rating, big evasion rating, but the other mods aren't good. Unfortunate. There we go. We got one of these. Do I have... I only have that tablet, damn. Okay, so then I could hammer both of them, or go to whatever those are and buy the final one and hit Arbiter. All are good choices. These maps will be a little bit more fun because I got them with breaches, so they're going to be a lot more profitable. That's where I'm actually making most of my money, is breach, breach, breach. The shards don't sell for too much themselves, but I'm getting a bunch of them and just enjoying my time because I like breaches. And then it's the... I have it in this tab right there. It's the catalysts that actually sell for a decent amount. Some of them are like a single exalt per. Some of them are like 5 exalt for one. Others are like you need 10 of them for 1 exalt. But they all drop so much when you get to the breach stones that you usually make your money back on a breach stone.
You are murdering innocent souls.
Lightning strikes twice.
Excuse me. And again, just like last league, Wind Dancer, they nerfed how much evasion it gives you. Like, they really nerfed defensives this league, so much so. But the AoE damage explosion they actually buffed, and that was the best bit of defense it did, is so whenever you got attacked in melee, it would take out everything in melee. Unfortunately, now it also pops against ranged mobs, but that is just a different thing to deal with entirely. I got a few portals. I think 1 portal to get on this map. There we go. Oh, I got the scary tornado. I don't like that one because it can stun lock you if you get into it. It's actually pretty good base biz on it, but no. None of those are decent. Let's see what we get from the rest of the altars.
Just me luck.
I still haven't gotten an invitation from the altars, so hopefully... Ooh, something popped. Hopefully I'll get one soon. I want to run King of the Mists. I want to basically get whatever I can. I want to up the effectiveness of Ritual, even though Ritual isn't the best. Also, I want to bring attention to this. This is the coolest art on the hat. Holy crap. It's a little pirate ship. I love this thing. It's not a good hat, but it looks good. And really, that's the most important thing. Like, this is Fashion Souls up in here. Oh no, like I said, you can get stunned in there. That's bad. Still nothing good, huh? Well, let's try one more and re-roll, and if nothing's good in there, then there's no point of even doing the fourth. I don't need... I mean, it's a chance shard. Second resistance try. So good. Okay, so this one is a map boss map, so that's what we go for. Come on. I was hoping to get 5, but it works just like this. It's fine. The thing that's messing me up the most in this map is all the burning ground. There's so much of it. I'm not too sure if I have those yet. What tier Arbiter drops flame? Oh, I have no idea. Actually, yeah, I do. All of them do. But it gets much more likely as you go up in tiers, apparently. But every tier of Arbiter drops it. Assuming it is an Arbiter drop. I'm just assuming it is because he said that. I don't know the Arbiter drop pool. The only thing I knew about before was the Warrior Invictus and a couple of other kind of useless items at the time, like the Prism of Belief Relic that is not good, but is fun. I mean, it would be good for a spell-based build because you want those spells, like back when it was Spark, you'd want Spark as high level as possible, so it could be good for that. Everything else, though, meh. Yep, there's nothing good in that ritual, no invitation, no good omen. So, we will just skip the final one. One thing that's really fun about Ritual is if you get a Rogue Exile in there too, you can continuously farm that Rogue Exile through the rituals. I don't know if that's intended. It feels torturous to that poor Rogue Exile, but it's really fun. Uh-oh, there we go. Throw your spear! There we go. She just wouldn't throw that spear. I was surrounded and completely stuck. The first Wind Dancer procced, and then I immediately got swarmed again. And oof, that was rough. I very nearly died there because I couldn't get my spear off. Oh, there's a couple of closed hands. You want to pick those up. They give a lot of splinters now. I'd say the closed hands give more splinters than the mobs you take out. It's kind of almost backwards, but it makes it worth it to get clasped hands all over the place. Alrighty. There we go. Almost dead because of burning ground, but it's okay. We got potions for that. One thing I wish they had in the strongbox tree, actually, they might even have it. I should look before I get too convinced that it's not in there. Is like faster spawning of enemies. Don't have room for an annulment orb, huh?
This were well. No telling what this
No
is.
spirit on that, so I don't pick it up. If you're wondering why I'm picking up annulment and whatever orbs, it's because I actually use a lot of them, and it saves me having to spend one whole exalt when I want to check them out like this. I just do that a lot in maps. And I like to pick them up so I can just do it in the map and not think about it. Definitely not optimal, but I like it. So that is everything from the breach. Now for the boss. Baraka, the Withered Crone. It's saying I did everything but ritual, but of course. Oh, the worst boss in the game. Well, nah. Ball is the worst. There we go. One of these times I'll hit her. There we go. Whoa! That was bad. That was really bad. She just one-shot me. So much for 80% chance there. Come on, just fall off your damn broom. Come on. There we go.
Lightning shatters bone.
There we go. I actually got the frenzy charge off that time. Much better. Oop. Avoid those just in case. This one here, huge max life, but it's armor energy shield, so it's useless. This one here, it's a pretty good base max energy roll with a good life res. Fortunately, it's only one prefix, but I'll slam one exalt, 50 spirit. Okay, so we're slamming another exalt, and thorns. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. So it's not worth the exalt I put into it. No. I like the crit chance, gold res, lightning res, but I don't want to slam it when it's 33 mana on there, because again, people don't buy things unless they're fantastic.
Go on.
And I love this. It's so pretty. And it gives every class tailwind, which means I could potentially put it on this character. Gives you a little rarity, gives you a little lightning res, gives you a decent evasion, but it's not like this. It doesn't give you like what a rare helmet could give. But that tailwind is very, very good. The big thing is, though, no more than once per second. So, very unfortunate.
Go on. Yes.
You know what? I gotta quickly check, make sure I got them in here. Yeah, okay, good. I had one of those uniques. Or, I mean, I didn't have one of those uniques, so it was worth it. Boom. Bunch of chance shards. Ooh, that's a good map. Rarity, number of monsters. Chilled ground is a little bit unfortunate, but whatever. This one's good. Number of rares, number of magics. That's worth bringing up as well. Fortunately, didn't get rarity, but it's still a good mod. You know what? We're gonna leave them in there. The int strength dex ones, they really don't want to go in with the rest of them. They don't play well with others, I guess. So we'll do that. Intelligence, we'll get rid of these ones. Dex, get rid of those ones, and strength. Reforging bench for the lessers first. Delete those. Actually, well, no, I only need those at level 15, so I can wait if I need it early on. Then the big ones are level 30, so even that's not too long of a wait. Perfect. And now we can go to currency and make him feel loved. There you go. You got a home now. Talk about yeah, they definitely broke the map because like look at all these things I have. I have Breach, Delirious, and up leveled, and it only shows the up level on the map there. It's weird. But yeah, Mondo, are you doing Arbiter right now? Is that why you asked? Or are you just really wanting to farm the Sacred Flame?
You have experienced no real pain.
Lightning strikes twice.
Will soon change.
Ooh, I am getting hungry, which is weird because I ate before starting the stream. You know, we went to Costco because that's where everybody gets their groceries these days. Buy in bulk so that you don't have to worry about groceries for all month and then realize that groceries don't last a month and go buy again 2 weeks later. Don't want to buy keys when I can farm them. Yeah, I'm having a hard time finding them though is the thing. Come on, there we go. Ooh, almost all rares from that guy. That's unusual. Having a hard time finding the Citadels, but if I could consistently farm them, yeah, I agree with you. Also, if keys were like really cheap, then hell yeah, just buy them. But they're not cheap. I think they were cheap at the start, but they always get more and more expensive until they're about the price of whatever it is you're trying to find. And then the things that you're trying to find get cheaper based on like how many keys it takes to find them as more people are able to farm them. It's weird how that works. How like all balances out and the difficulty of farming something kind of becomes a moot point. This one here is unfortunately very linear, so we're getting basically nothing from this breach. Maybe when we open here, I'll just unlock like 100 people around the corner. What do you got here? Got much? Not much, no. But we got options now. And I got stamina. Oh, that burning ground. That burning ground wrecked me, and I have full fire res. Why was that so cruel? I don't think I have any shards left behind either. No. So we will move on and yeah.
Straight through the art.
Pretty soon we'll have another Doriani to take out. Hopefully that map will be a little less rippy. Very saddened to see that. Ooh, that's a cool looking unique. Very saddened to see that 100 waystone chances isn't enough to guarantee two of the whatever artifact drops. Because when I looked at the waystone drop chance on trade, it looked like the highest on there was like 250%. Or maybe I looked at just tier 16s, I can't remember, but the waystone drop chance was quite low. There was no 1000% waystone drop chance anymore. And if that's the case, then it's going to be pretty difficult to consistently get multiple drops from the boss. Ooh, look at that damage. Big physical, big lightning with an all res and intelligence and evasion rating. Unfortunately, it's all three prefixes. If evasion rating was a suffix, that'd be even better. This is a ridiculously good ring. Last mod. Increased mana regen doesn't matter, but wow, that's good. Yeah, like 3 to 8 div it's saying. Unfortunately, since it's a sapphire ring, we couldn't hit like lightning to get all res lightning and the cold res, but it's still super good. If I were to do ritualist, I would put this one on as an extra ring to have until I bought a better one. Actually, you know what? I'll put this up on the market for a really high price and see if somebody bites. Let's do because the 3 div ones are very similar, let's do 3 div. And I feel like because the damage is so good, I think it might actually sell. But obviously it's competing with, there we go. It's competing with things like, it's way better than that. It's competing with this guy who has also intelligence in there, but lower all reds. This one here that has, again, intelligence, or sorry, has all attributes, but less damage. That's weird. It's supposed to show the lightning. Let's just put 2 in there so it definitely shows something. You know what? Let's put it in 4 div just so that if it does sell, we're happy about it no matter what. I don't think it's worth 4, but if we get 4, that's phenomenal. And this one, consume a corpse to receive 20% max life. That's cool. Alrighty, precursors, move all the delirium splinters again, because I don't like that they go there instead of the delirious tab. Maybe if I do delirium off, delirium on, and then come here. No, it still goes to splinters first. Interesting. Unfortunate, but interesting. I know I could I think it's Control Alt or Shift Control, click it to force it a certain way, but I don't want to do that. I just want it to work. Look, is this the one I think it is? Yes, it is. I really like this map. Kind of linear, very stylistic, really cool looking. I think this was the first map I ever saw. The first one I did, and I enjoyed it, even though I died on it my first attempt. That was back when Season 1, obviously.
Bring it on.
And this is satisfying. And obviously you see big resonance buff. Alright, yes, I am using Tangle Tongue. It's very hard to find a spear that will do more than what Tangle Tongue can do. And also, the way Tangle Tongue works means it works really well with transferring to a different class or build as well. It works with basically any setup. Whereas if you wanted a rare spear with mass accuracy, you wouldn't be able to swap to a ritualist or a Deadeye or something like that. So it's very limiting doing that setup, even though it is monstrous amounts of damage and potentially best in slot for the Amazon. It's limiting, whereas having Tangle Tongue means I can swap around and do different things and, I don't know, have more ways to have fun, let's put it that way.
Straight through the art.
Plus, for a really good Tangle Tongue, you're spending massively less than for a decently good rare weapon, because the rare weapons, there's a lot more variance in it. And also, you get a Tangle Tongue, if you have infinite currency, you're guaranteed to get at least one good thing from it by spamming divines until you get really good mods. But there's so many Tangle Tongues on the market, it's not worth spamming divines on it till you get a perfect roll or something. And even then, there's a lot of corrupted mods that can be really good. Obviously, the obvious one is go 2 sockets, but then proximal tangibility. The other option is increased damage or crit damage, or like a bunch of the corrupted mods are really, really good on Tangle Tongue that are being slept on a little bit. The two mods is really just the best for the Amazon, and the other ones are more up to debate. And the only reason why it's best for Amazon is because double accuracy nodes. You swap those out for a different class, or get rid of that bottom accuracy tree, because we're not really needing it for the crit with a really well rolled Tangle Tongue, and it just works. You might be the only one who's sticking to a rare weapon. Unfortunately, the Tangle Tongue this season is the pillar of the Cage Gods last season. Whereas the difference is a mere tier rare will give you more than Tangle Tongue in the very, very long run of it, but it's so hard to make and expensive that 99.99% of players will never get that good of a rare. Whereas those players can afford a really good Tangle Tongue at some point in their Path of Exile journey, as long as they just consistently farm. I think that's the big difference, is it's just a lot more accessible, because since it's not hyper rare unique, you can get it for a decent price. And everybody who gets a Tangle Tongue is going to quality it, socket it, and corrupt it. You'll see a couple of idiots who corrupt it without socketing or qualitying, and then hits exactly what you dreamed to hit, and then you're just like, you fool, why didn't you? But overall, there's always going to be some of these on the market. There's just too many. There's thousands of them out there, so it's never going to price anybody out. For Tangle Tongue to work, should I add more uniques or just swap with rares and be good? What do you mean? What uniques are you talking about? Because Tangle Tongue works by itself with a decent passive tree. Because, like, I got all that, and my crit chance is 100%, not caring about the Amazon stuff. Like, I think if I take off the Amazon notables, like, check this out. So, I'm at 100% crit chance. I take off those. Obviously, I'm going to lose big damage because of the accuracy, but I still get 100. Like the accuracy on my spear. Then when I take off the crit chance, I'm still 100% crit chance because of Tangle Tongue. That's the power of this spear. It's ridiculously good. So this is actually doing nothing for us now, surprisingly. It's doing actually nothing. And so Penetrate being on here is only to take advantage of the 220 accuracy being physical, which is the basic amounts of the highest base damage you can get. However, it's not too much more. It's like 10% more than just getting like flat lightning or potentially even crit damage on there, based on you getting a really good amount of flat damage everywhere else. And scaling that to the moon. So if you can get really good flat damage on there, then you don't really need to worry about this. And that's 4 ascendancy points that are just going to waste then. So that's why I'm thinking Amazon, while probably the best early game class, will be outscaled potentially by the Ritualist, even with Predatory Instincts, but definitely outscaled by Deadeye. How do you get 100% crit chance? I actually do have an updated video out there. When do I have it set to release? I thought it released already. No, it's releasing tomorrow morning. So first thing in the morning it'll be out there. So in like 7 hours. I just finished recording it yesterday. I finished editing it and putting it together today or last night. So it'll be there right away. And you want the path of building? I can do that. I can definitely do that for sure. Yeah, I need to post the videos a little bit earlier for the members of the channel because they are very kind and support me. And so they 100% deserve to have videos a little bit sooner. So I try to do it like a couple hours to like a day beforehand. And it also releases a lot of pressure on me to get things out because sometimes you can get like 3 videos done in a day, and then other times your next video might take you 7 days to put together. It's kind of a lot.
Time to change my ways.
How? Thank you to Shanky. Appreciate you. My weapon has strength requirement. This one? I'm not too sure which weapon you're talking about, to Shanky.
To basics.
5 to all melee skills could be good. I'll keep that one for smashing into something else. Can you show me your spear? Here you go. It's a 19% Tangle Tongue. This here allows me to get crit capped even without the Amazon Ascendancy stuff. So, yeah. But then your spear has a strength requirement. I wanted to try my weapon to see if sheet damage is different stats, whatnot, but then my spear has a strength requirement. Well, I'm not too sure what the strength requirement has to do with it, Chishanky. I'm not too sure what you mean. Oh yeah, 2 slots is really, really good. Getting a corrupt for, like, let's just pull this up right now because I need to look at this, and we're all here right now. Let us see what kind of mods we can get on an item. So Tangle Tongue here, right there, corrupt. It obviously has the corrupt on there. It's got the 2 sockets. So you could get increased elemental damage with attack. So let's see right here. Based on, don't even worry about these numbers. This here's like a level 77, just still putzing around, seeing what's going on. But if I take this out and hit save, so I go down to 934 from 977. Okay, now the corrupt, we could add, we could add a bunch of extra lightning damage, so that's better than the lightning rune. And this here would be more damage then, so save. Hold on here, let's check that out. Let's check that out. Don't save this. I believe super dodge. Yeah, so this is my setup right now. I got about 2.5 million damage, and this is with the normal setup. If I come through here, Tangle Tongue, we're on the ground floor for this one. Right around 2,450,000. And then we change this corrupt to, let's first say elemental damage with attacks, okay? Let's say we get a mid-roll, save. Goes down a lot. Okay, so not increase elemental damage with attacks, that's what we expected. Flat damage would be the way to go. Instead of increased, we don't care about either of those, but what is it? 15% crit? No, it's 12%, so you could potentially get 15% crit. So if we put the 12% there instead, did none, and corrupted with the 15% critical damage. Where is that? Why can't I see it anymore? None. I feel like I'm losing my mind. None. Critical damage bonus. Corrupt. There it is. Finally, I found it. If you had a full perfect 15%, it's still less damage than the accuracy by quite a bit. But here's the big deal here. 1 to 30 lightning. Swap this to lightning because that's the most damage one. Say we get a really good roll one. Save. It's pretty much, it's like 100,000 less damage. But the fact that you're not needing to use an ascendancy to get it is holy crap good. then you have that base damage, which is very comparable to the Ascendancy, and you're going good. What else can you get for corrupts? Your English is dog doo-doo. I want to give you my weapon that I am wearing so you can wear it and then see the difference in stats. Like, do your sheet damage goes up and how's the crit chance and stuff? Oh, it'll probably go up on sheet damage because the game does not understand how Tangle Tongue works. When I had my other spear in, it said that I went down in damage because it just doesn't understand how strong forking crits are. But sure, Tashanki, if you want to. If you want to check it out, like this here is my in-game name, Bombazon. We can just check it out right there for you, but I can tell you based on feel, I had a really decent spear, and Tangle Tongue is doing more. I had a spear with about 532 accuracy, 108% increased physical damage, a really low Kroll. It was like cold damage. It was like 2 to 6 added cold damage. It was something stupid like that. And then also 19% increased attack speed, but only 5% base crit. And my damage went way up. Do you need to have this game on PC to use Path of Building? No, X Factor. I do not believe you do. You can use Path of Building. You have to use it on the computer, obviously. But with import-export, you link your account and Dawn of the Hunt and everything. And it's actually pretty easy to link it because it just goes straight to your Path of Exile account. As long as you have a Path of Exile account linked to the game you play, then you can bring in your character that way. And then you have to mess with the configuration to make sure you got it right. And just play around that way. What's the website for Path of Building? I got a link for it in like the video I did for starting the season. I don't remember exactly where the link is, so I'll just link the video and then you can grab it from there. League starting like a pro, this one. Oh, no, wrong button here. I need to... brought me back to the top. Unfortunate. Is this it? Spears, craft, analysis, more. Prepare for the new season. Tools for success. This one here. Get shareable link, and this should be it here. Yeah, sure. Sorry. Bomb is on right there. That's my name. If you can't wear it due to strength requirements, you can import it in POE also. I should be able to get... I can get something with strength on. Let's do that. Howdy do to Shanky. Invite to party. Accept. Let's just type in strength. That's not very much. There we go. 22 to strength. So now I have a 78 strength. I have 21 questions. How much crit chance do you have on your gear? Just on my Tangle Tongue. Like, I don't have crit chance on my helmet or my amulet or anything. 64 strength. So I need to get just a little bit more strength on there. Okay, just 1 second. 64 strength. Oh no, I'm at 78. I can do it. Alrighty, to Shanky. So 57, 800. You have really high fizz on here, decent crit chance, decent attack speed, a bit of a low accuracy roll, unfortunately. But we put that on, and it goes down. And it's going to go down a lot more than it says on the sheet. On the sheet is actually going to be lying to you because forked crits are a lot stronger than the game thinks it is. But we put this on, and I go from 100 base crit to 40.8, and you have a really good spear with 9.03% crit chance and ridiculously high attack speed. Like, this is a really good spear. The only downside to it is it's a bit of a low roll accuracy. If you could get that up to like 500, it would probably compete, but then you're talking about mere tier spears here. This here is a ridiculously good spear, and it still is outperformed in every way by Tangle Tongue. unfortunately. Here you go to Shanky, trade. And X Factor, the only crit that I have outside of this ridiculously good Tangle Tongue and the tree, because obviously we showed that this here does not give you crit chance anymore. You're already capped. I got 13% on this one jewel. Unfortunately, I failed on the corrupt, and it's still good. It's still got magnitude of shock, increased damage, and crit hits, but it doesn't have a good corrupt. And this one I got 8% crit chance. I just bought this one. 20% evasion rating and everything. It says in your sheet crit range is 106, 131. Yeah, it says that for me too, with estimated main hand crit chance from attacks here, 61 to 126. That's because of your big accuracy on your weapon. But it's kind of lying to you because this here swaps and changes a lot based on the enemy's evasion that you have and like the distance to the target. If something's evasive, you have much less crit chance from it, and every mob has some bit of evasion. Well, almost all of them do. So there's a good chance that you're actually getting less crit chance than that, because mine was saying at one point like plus 100% with the spear I was using, but I very much so noticed when I wasn't getting crits and like my sniper's mark was not proccing all the time and my cast and crit wasn't casting all the time. But with this main hand critical hit chance and effective crit chance on the Tangle Tongue, you can definitely see where it comes into play. Like if I take off this here is the 13% one, it gives you these stats that you don't actually get from not having Tangle Tongue in. It just doesn't tell you, but it's very much so important. But yeah, I hope that answered your question there, X Factor and Tashanki. Really important stuff to figure out when the game doesn't quite. Yeah, for sure, Tashanki. You're on stream, so I appreciate that. Well, if you got 10D, then you can afford the weapon that I got. You could probably afford a little bit better one. Well, let me know what you see. I should really clean up my inventory here. I'm holding a bunch of crap. So my crit is all not maxed. I'm not too sure what you mean. Not quite all the way maxed out because of not quite enough on the passive tree, I assume? Because, like, yeah, you need to have... I had to get down here for Tainted Strikes. These little bit of crit nodes here, the crit nodes here. And then I still had to come up for Careful Assassin and these crit nodes. This here is just more crit damage. That's why I did it. I didn't know where to put the points quite yet. I didn't see somewhere better. But I was... Yeah. 79% effective crit with 95.6% for one crit and 62.4% for two. That's because forked crits roll 2 crit chances per attack. It's kind of like lucky. If either of those are a critical hit, you get a normal crit. But if they're both crit, it doubles the crit damage. Like it's a exponential increase instead of just a regular increase. Well, I guess I don't need that one anymore. Put that one back in. Put on all my lovely free reservation spirit skills. Still can't believe that's a thing. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, I got the few extra points with like these small crit chance nodes. This is actually my best jewel. I love this jewel. I wish it had a little bit more crit chance, obviously, but I can't believe I bought this for 25 exalt. This thing is incredible. It's got 6 decks, so it stacks with everything you're doing. Decent roll on evasion rating. Just having any evasion rating is amazing with that chest piece I got. Blind effect, which makes evasion even more effective. Attack speed and crit chance. Holy crap, this is a 5 mod jewel. I couldn't complain about that. That's amazing. And then most of my other ones are something like this, which is a 4 mod jewel, which I'm still really happy with. Like, damn. You just need the first effect to be 100 and the twice will fall in line. Exactly. If your crit chance is 100, both crits will be 100. But it is obviously difficult to get 100% crit chance. It's easier with the Amazon because of this critical strike nodes. So whatever your crit chance is boosted by this. But obviously we proved on stream, I took this off at the start, and I still had 100% crit chance, which means you can swap over to any class and still have 100% crit chance. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Ooh, that's a good red jewel right now. That's a really good red jewel. Okay, okay, and life regenerate. Unfortunate. Now we corrupt it and nothing happened. But that's a really good red jewel. Yeah. Somebody's going to enjoy the hell out of that, and I feel like I'm underselling it at 20. Well, because you can't get life on it, unfortunately. Yeah. 20% crit chance is possible. It would be really expensive. You really only need, like, obviously I'm 19.17% and I'm maxed with a few jewels with crit chance. If you got about 19.5%, you wouldn't even need the jewels. Like, Tangle Tongue good. Tangle Tongue real good. Is there a way to sort by 2 sockets when an item is socketed? Yeah. Here, I'll show you exactly how. So you got your trade, show filters, rune sockets 2. Boom. Well, this guy here I doubt will actually sell, but if he's actually going to sell, I want to buy for 1 div. I bet he's getting spammed up the ass right now. I highly doubt he's actually going to sell that. But for 1 div I want, and that's even better. That's 9.43. Well, I only got the 1 div anyway, so I couldn't offer him more if I wanted to. But the other corrupts, that's right, we were checking the other corrupts. Thanks for reminding me. So it was like 2, 4, 5 with the double accuracy on there. But big lightning damage and lightning damage was 2, 3, 6, 1, and that means he didn't need an ascendancy to get it. That's maxed out lightning, obviously. Now let's try with like maxed out fire, because fire is just more than the cold. Save. Goes down. That makes sense. Lightning is just more damage. Anything else I could... We already showed that crit damage. Let's see here. Crit damage. Yeah, crit damage is somehow less with 100% crit chance. Don't ask me how that works. But we also have it in the King Fig, 100% damage bonus, crit damage bonus. So obviously it's taking that into account the best way that we can. But POB is outdated. Lots of scammers doing 19% Tangle Tongues. Yes, there are. They're showing 19. They show it with whatever the sockets. And then you go to trade and it's like 10% or 9%. Yeah. They are doing all the bad Tangle Tongues and are very cruel about it. Hoping people aren't paying attention. So yeah, it looks like the best way to go about for if you don't have Actually, let's try the physical damage. I don't think we tried that yet. If you don't have... Oh, it's just the same as the rune then. So let's do this and no corrupt then. No, corrupt. None. Well, it doesn't want to do that, so we do this. There we go, 25, 25. So if we do this, physical, it's less damage than the lightning as well. Looks like the best way to go about it is with a lightning rune and a lightning corrupt if you're not doing Amazon Ascendancy. Even if you're like halfway, it's pretty decent. That's the average price for it, maybe 11. The average price for a 19% Tangle Tongue is about 9 div. I bought mine at 9 div. There's a whole bunch of them at 9 div. Like, this guy's not real here. The people who are posting like 8 div and the like are, or like 7 or 6 div are probably scammers. Like here for 10 div, 9.43. Try to get that one. Holy crap. That one's ridiculous. For whatever reason, he's got physical damage as mana in there. Ignore that. Just replace it with another accuracy. Yeah, all of these really nice Tangle Tongues. Really, really nice ones. Some of them are 11. This one's 9.6 for 12. That will cap out all your damage, and it's even well rolled 4 damage. This one here is probably the best one. But he's got crit damage rolled on there, and surprisingly, lightning damage is more, according to Path of Building. I don't know how much that can be trusted, though, because I don't see how crit damage does less than lightning damage. I know we need the base damage to go off of, and it doesn't have a lot of base, but like I got a lot of base damage from 4 different items here, and I'm even boosting them with this Ingenuity belt, so you'd think it would be worth it. I'm putting 2 gem sockets and it's showing nothing available. Okay, so if you have 2 gem sockets in there, do you have corrupted set to no? Because if you have corrupted set to no, that'll break it. Because all I have is crit chance, rune sockets 2. You may have something in here like a different like attack speed filter, something like that. That would fix it. Just done like that. Oh yeah, the gem sockets, that would do it. Alrighty, we gotta do the stone citadel now. Patch shop ground. How much waystone chance do I have on a different map? 85 on this one, but that's temp chain. Screw that. Rare magic. Reduce ailment threshold. Hell no. Or increase ailment threshold, I should say. This is a good one. This should be over here. Sorting my maps. Another temp chains one, so hell no to that. This one's increased rare monsters and magic monsters. I like that. Then those all come like that. Much better. Okay, and I didn't see any good ones. Like, that's 95, but with temp chains, so no. Same thing with that one, temp chains. I hate temp chains, I don't want to do it. I will exalt this to try and get... It didn't get higher waste on drop chance. I don't know what it got, but it didn't get waste on drop chance. And it didn't corrupt for more waste on drop chance, so we'll try this one now. Also didn't corrupt for it, so we are just going to rock with, I guess, the rarity quantity one. Makes the most sense. Stone Citadel. See, like, monsters take reduced extra damage from crits, and monsters are evasive. This one would be really, really bad for relying on that Tangle Tongue crit. Does anyone in chat use Tangle Tongue 19.5 crit? Let me try. I will let you hold divs. Honestly, you'll probably enjoy it, Tishanky. Don't you worry. You'll enjoy it. Oh, do I have... That's right, I just swapped out the scepter, so we're good. Okay, so this is a one portal map as well, so we don't want to mess around too much with this one. We just want to take it seriously. Still take out all the rares. Oh, I understand, Tashanki. I understand. It's a expensive investment for sure. And like, path of building is a little bit inconsistent. It seems to think I have like 98% crit chance or 96% crit chance with my current gear. But I mean, I just went into the game and confirmed with taking off the Amazon Ascendancy, I would be 100. Like, it says I'm 100 right now, but when it takes off the Amazon Ascendancy, it's not so sure. Whereas I trust the game saying you have 100% crit chance on both, I'll take that 100% crit chance. Plus, I don't know if you know this, but you come into Path of Building, when I say it's outdated, it has the wrong nodes here. Oh wait, it updated. Never mind. This updated. It didn't used to say that. It said something about damage with ailments a little while ago. Maybe it is good now. But it's still giving weird crit chance numbers. When you have 100% crit chance, does it crit effectively on elusive mobs? Oh yeah. Elusive doesn't change anything because it has nothing to do with accuracy. It has to do with base crit chance. Because the base crit chance of the weapon is so high, I'm critting everywhere, every attack, all the time. There. Ooh, itchy nose. There we go, that feels better. The one downside to having a cat is even when he's not around, his hair is everywhere. Great cat, though. Fantastic cat. Honestly, he's the first cat that can semi-reliably come when I call him. Most of them are kind of like, yeah, I love you, I'll be around you all the time. But you call me, I'll pretend like I don't know at all what you're talking about. But this kitty, you call him, as long as he's not feeling uncomfortable about the situation, like people around that he doesn't like. Like, he doesn't like other people being here that aren't me. He just goes and hides. I don't know, maybe he's like terrified for his life, I don't know what it is. But when it's just me or me and the girlfriend, he comes most times when I call him. If not all the way like into my arms, like at least up to like the chair that I'm sitting on or the foot of the bed or something like that. At least close enough to figure out what's going on. There's all of these rares and there are no waypoints or checkpoints. There we go. This means that's the boss. So I'll come here, I'll take out these guys. I'm going to do the boss first, I guess, just so I don't do something silly on the map. And then take out the rares after. Which means I better not fail on the boss. Actually, if I fail, I'm done the map anyway, so it doesn't matter. I don't think it'll last.
At the eve of the end,
One.
the demon of Adzoata
Yeah,
has
I threw it a little too
finally
late too.
come for me.
Okay.
Lightning shatters bone.
There we go. This one worked a lot better. I shocked him right away, which meant I was able to primal strikes him right away, which meant I did big damage really fast. Like 3, 2, 1, throw it. Ah, just stop again.
Face me like a man.
Let's see you survive this.
Don't you just love that increased stun resistance that they got? It didn't affect it at all. Are you planning on running Ingenuity after Respect? Does it apply to all 3 rings? It does not apply to all 3 rings. It does left and right ring. I don't know why they chose to do that. I feel like that was
Pack's full.
unfortunate, especially since in their interview they said it will work with the third ring. They said it just works. And then that was the first thing I checked as soon as I got the Ingenuity was, will it work? It's like, nope. It specifically says left and right ring. So if you go Ritualist, don't expect it to work on your third ring. Ooh, that's actually really solid. Okay, let's see what this thing is like. 60 Spirit is good, but again, it's armor evasion, so I'm not even going to waste your time with it. But yeah, cutie, cutty, whatever you want to be called. It does not work on the third ring, and it obviously doesn't work on the amulet. The only reason why I'm kind of hesitant on swapping immediately is because, like, I got the amulet in, and the best way to play Ritualist would be with a really big rare amulet or something like a unique amulet that actually has stats. Oh man, that was so close. This one here with that huge increased physical depth is just a spear to hiccups. Spear to slam into something else. Preferably one with a massive accuracy roll on it.
Go on.
There is a world where a focus is the best thing to have in the offhand. If you have the helmet that gives increased damage per spell damage, and then your focus would be increased lightning damage and increased spell damage, so you get 2 huge increased damage bonuses, which could be potentially better than that increased spell damage based on focus, or based on spirit focus. And then you'd also get better defensive stats to go along with it. Actually, this isn't bad at all. Unfortunate for that 1 to 5 lightning damage. Only a little bit. Let's see if somebody else wants to buy it. Roll it. You got 5 exalts to get a 347 accuracy and huge fizz damage roll on it. Good luck to whoever potentially buys it. Probably nobody. 20 move speed, decent. Actually, this one here, actually solid. Actually solid, yes. Slam that, and 65 to max life, unfortunately pretty low. I was hoping for either more energy shield or mana. That would have been best, but yeah. Put these on, they'll actually probably sell at 20. I mean, it's low base type, but everything else about it is good. Triple or double resin attribute with spirit and evasion rating. Nobody's looking at it. Maybe drop the lightning. Yeah, let's try 30 exalt. If it sells fast, then we know we made somebody's day. And this one here. Regal up. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Well, now this goes into the weapons for smashing into the recombinator.
Go on.
Then this goes here. Fragments, right? Precursors? Yeah. Hell to the yeah. These ones I unfortunately have to move manually, because these go under the same thing as the fragments and tablets here, so it's a little bit off. Hopefully they change that. I don't think they will, because they really hated Ingenuity. With that said, though, they took off the charm slot thing because it's no longer a mod to be rolled, and it's innate based on the level of the belt, which is a really good mod, or a really good change they did. But that doesn't mean that they're going to keep it on there. They're not going to change those. I feel like they're definitely going to keep that switch. They made a conscious effort to do it. I just don't believe in it. Nice pack size. Hell yeah. So that is 2 Citadels we did. We got 1 here as well. That's another copper. And then these ones, whichever they are. And then when I do those, I'll probably buy the third tablet and start running some Arbiter. But I've been streaming for 3 hours. It's just about midnight, and I am absolutely starving right now. Yeah, definitely a little too meta, maybe, Cuddy, but I don't know. Some things are okay to be meta. Like, it's still a decent belt. It's just not as fantastic as it was before because belts don't give you damage, but here it's giving me some fire, lightning damage, some life dex, fire, cold, all that jazz. Same thing with over here, just a little bit more damage, which is nice. And then I'm not relying on it too much with my resistances because I just got really ridiculously good rings and I've fixed all my resistances because they were hurting bad before. But yeah. Bought the 112D 9.55 crit, still at 80% crit. You're gonna cry. To Shanky, if you got 9.55 crit, it's gonna take you zero effort to get to 100. Don't you worry. If you want, here, take this tree because we got the crit chance from here, and Tainted Strike is incredible, absolutely incredible. If you're shocking, it's so ridiculously strong. This is 6% more damage plus 25% increased crit chance. We got these two crit chance nodes here that if you got 9.55 you might not even need. You probably don't need it at 9.55. This here is also some crit chance ones. This here is really good. Do you have these spear notables? Because if you don't, get them. Then finally get all of these crit chance ones. Right here, and right here. Those 3 points are huge. Then finally 50% increased critical hit chance. It's nuts. I'm also coming up here for all these crit chance nodes because if you have all that, there's no way that with your Tangle Tongue that you wouldn't have crit chance at least like in the 90s because I got 8 plus nothing there, 13, so 21. I got 39% increased crit chance from my jewels, and that would be probably about 12% crit chance total. The jewels are so cheap too. Like, there we go. Filter. This here is my ridiculous filter wanting 4 good mods and crit chance guaranteed. And here's one, magnitude of shock, so that's more damage. Attack speed, crit chance for attacks, and a monstrous evasion rating. This here is ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. Here for 1 div, unfortunately, but you got 14% increased crit chance, plus increased damage with spears, and magnitude of ailments. And you can't be hindered. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I have Vulgar Methods anointed, so that's 35% increased crit chance. Another really good anoint, ridiculously good, is Overwhelming Strikes, because it also comes with critical damage. Yeah, these are some really good jewels, and people are really undervaluing the jewels that they're selling right now. Like, I bought this one today for 25 exalts. I believe that was the one. And then I bought this one as well for 20. I believe this one was 20, the other one was 25. I might have it backwards. But I did not pay 30 exalts or more for any jewel, and these are endgame holy shit jewels. Granted, it'd be better if this was like at least 12% crit chance by a lot. But this is 5 good mods that I'm going to be using because Blind Effect is ridiculously good for evasion using this chess piece. So yeah. Also to Shanky, I am doing a kind of fix your build kind of series on my channel. I did it last season. I did, I think, like 20 builds. If you want to put your build into the path of building and send it over to the Discord, I can go through that at some point. It depends on the list of how many people sent builds. It might take a little while, but I will be starting new again this season with anybody who wants to get their builds examined, I guess. I go over kind of what they did right, where they can improve, and just overall what to do next or what to look forward to next. Sounds good. But with that, I am going to shut her down for a little bit. I might be on later tonight, but I'm done streaming for now. This was a really good one, but for whatever reason, I am just starving hungry right now. I am so hungry, so I have to get something in me. You guys have a great night. Thanks again for stopping by. See you, everybody.